It's quarterfinal time in the Challenge Cup. And pitter-patter, let's get at our Challenge Cup quarterfinal action underway. Smothering with a nice play. Smothering in, he's off the post. Well, it rang the iron. Pellich and Lewis both had that intensity down in the tunnel. And now to left hand from Lewis. He caught Pellich on the back skate. Now they're both throwing right hands. Oh, what a shot by Martin. Joey Martin with a dart into the top corner. Morrison works it along. Oh my goodness, what a stop by Owen. He absolutely robs Joey Martin. Warm-ups underway at Viola Arena. It is leg 2, Challenge Cup quarterfinal. The Devils and the Giants live and exclusive on Free Sports. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey, and it is one of those nights that's going to be special. And just with the one goal in it, it's basically a Game 7.
Yeah, it is, and you just don't know who's going to win this one. I mean, flip a coin. Both these two teams, you know, they have enough offense to score plenty of goals. They have great defense, great goaltending. It's really hard to predict this one, Murph.
Joey Martin, the big goal last week. But let's talk about some of the back and forth at SSE Arena. I mean, you look at the shots on goal, 38-23 in favor of the Giants. Another big performance from Ben Bounds. Both teams 0 for on the power play, 0 for 6 for the Giants, 0 for 3 for the Devils. So could it be the special teams that is the big thing here this evening?
Well, I think the special teams are going to be really important, more so for Belfast because they struggled to score in the power play in the last game. They definitely need a goal on the power play in this one. As far as the Devils are concerned, they know they have to create more shots in this game to be successful, and that's going to be the key.
Well, it's, you know, you talk about Ben Bounds, well, the other guy, they call him the GOAT around here, the greatest of all time. Let's have a look back at the Joey Martin goal. It's the only goal in this two-legged tie so far. Fournier to McNamee, and it's a lovely little drop play for Martin, and McNamee with the drive-by through the eye line of Owen.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about going to the net, getting in front. Like I said, getting in front of the goalie, taking his eyes away, and that's what happened on this play. It's a great shot from Martin. Quick release, not allowing the goalie much time to set up.
And that was 14:25 into the first period. It was scoreless the rest of the way. And, you know, it's a 6-period hockey game. You talk about that in the Challenge Cup, but it's also one of those ones now where it is basically just a Game 7 situation, in that it doesn't matter what happened last week. When you're only a goal down, the Giants won't be worried about that, and the Devils won't feel confident in that.
No, and also the Giants won the last 2 games in here, so they feel they can come in here and win. And they're also thinking, well, the pressure's on Cardiff, they're at home. They need to win at home, and I think the Giants don't feel as much pressure as the Devils at the moment.
Well, home ice. The last four of the last 5 Challenge Cup champions, the Devils, of course, in 15 and 17, and 18 and 19 were the Giants. It was the Panthers in 2016, but these are 2 teams. It's almost a final or a semifinal, and to have them at the quarterfinal, it's almost an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it's a great quarterfinal to have, and like you said, we see these teams normally semifinal or final. But if you look at whatever happens in this one, going forward, it'll be a tough semifinal, whoever gets through, and the final, of course. I mean, the quality teams left in the Challenge Cup at the moment, so whatever the matchups are going forward, they're going to be great, Murph.
The Glasgow Clan are already through. They're awaiting the permutations as the evening goes on, and the man that's going to keep us up to date with all the out-of-town scores, Chris Ellis, is ringside.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic night, isn't it, here? This is the close scoreline, just the 1-0 scoreline here at the moment, as you guys have been talking about. But what about the other ties? Well, Nottingham go into Guildford with a 5-1 lead. Is that enough? You'd like to think so, but Guildford have Nottingham's number. They have done for a couple of years, and of course they knocked Nottingham out of this competition last season, so it will be fascinating to see what happens there. Then in the other one, well, Sheffield, they haven't travelled well to Manchester this season at all, but they're leading at the moment by 5 goals to 2 from that first leg. So really on paper, you think those ties might be over, but anything can happen in the Elite League, and certainly these 2 sides at home, they certainly are the ones that are doing well at the moment in this competition. You can get in touch, tweet us your thoughts, the hashtag EIHL on Free Sports. Tell us what you'd like to talk about the games, talk about your team. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks to Ellie ringside. He'll keep us up to date all game long. Well, it's not just Challenge Cup that we're keeping our eye on. We have so many games coming up that mean so much in league play. And of course, the Devils, you know, they had the 1 overtime loss last week, and here 3-2 to the Panthers. But the Giants had 2 wins against Dundee and Glasgow. So both teams kind of rounded into form in league play as well. And plenty of big plays in the last 7 days. So let's go to the EIHL Plays of the Week.
Kevin Carr, he starts to break out. Now it's Hansen up to her. Her shoots and scores, and Kevin Carr's going to pick up an assist on that one. It was Kevin Carr. He fires it up to Hansen. Hansen finds her, and the Panthers are 1 for 1 on the power play.
Stepping in from the blue line is Mullen. Didn't get that far though. Ward takes a hit from Earhart. Reddicks out front, catch it front there. Great play between Ward and Reddicks. Reddicks right onto the tip of Bobby Farnham. 4-1 Giants.
Throws it in, plenty of traffic in front, but Blaze played its first to it. Got to play without a stick. Chance for the Storm and a great block. Great block there by David Broll.
Down the boards, gathered in by the Steelers. Here's Lemchigov. Valorant, oh, that is so sweet. He made it look easy, and it really wasn't. It's a high-class finish to put the Steelers in front.
Some great plays around the EIHL's rinks and arenas, but think back, 42 seconds remaining in the third period last week. Shane Owen robs Joey Martin in close with a big glove save. For me, that was the play of the week because it keeps this as basically a 1-0 scoreline, but basically it's 0-0. They score there, Joey Martin, 2-0 up. They'd be feeling a lot more confident here at Viola Arena.
It certainly would give him a little bit more of a cushion, but that was a fantastic save against one of the top players in the Elite League, Martin. So that was a big play from Owen.
Huge save from him. Ben Bounds had 38 saves for the shutout. It is poised nicely for leg 2 on Free Sports. Don't go anywhere. More build-up from Viola Arena after this quick break. Welcome back to Viola Arena, live and exclusive EIHL action on Free Sports. Let's head across to our man on the rink side, Chris Ellis, with some team news.
Yeah, thanks, Murph. No official team news at the moment. Don't forget, both teams can ice 15 imports at warm-up, and that's exactly what they have done. So this warm-up's still going on behind me. We think it might be Bryce Reddick for the Cardiff Devils. We'll wait and see, and there should be confirmation very shortly indeed, but it could be Bryce Reddick. What we do know for the Belfast Giants is Kevin Rain is out injured, and there will be a debut for Richard Palmberg, I should say. He's played most of his career in Sweden, but had spent part of this season in the Czech League, so he will make his debut. He will wear 91 for the Giants, but wears 5 tonight. So we don't have definitive team news, but that should come very shortly.
Thanks to Chris. We talked about Kevin Rain being a big miss last week. He plays an abrasive style. He can chip in on the offense, but he's physical. He's hard to play against, so that's a big miss for the Giants.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you know, Rain has been a big game player, too. He's come up with some big goals in these important games. And like you say, he's a gritty player, tough in front of the net, and really does a great job for the Giants, both ends of the ice.
You wanted to talk about some of the keys for the Cardiff Devils in this one. I mean, certainly they need to get a couple of more shots. I mean, 23 shots on goal last week. They'd like to be up around 30.
Yeah, especially at home, you need more shots, and you got to get more traffic in front. And I think it also comes from that middle drive up the middle, you know, coming across the blue line, forcing the Belfast defense back, which allows, you know, some passing lanes to open up, and also for the defenseman maybe jump into play. If there's a missed back check, sometimes you can hit him coming late, and I think that could be a key for the Devils in this one.
We talked a little bit off air about the transition game of the Cardiff Devils, and you saw that one goal last week. Fournier starts the dash to McNamee. McNamee draws almost double coverage, and then lovely play to Martin, but it was all about that transition from the defensive zone all the way through to the offensive zone, and then the Joey Martin goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play, but also I think in this game, an important thing for the Devils is going to be to move the puck quick. I think when you're at home, you want to go at the opposition, you want to get the puck up the ice quick and try to create some quick openings. And they have a lot of players who are good in the neutral zone, getting behind the defense. They're very creative, very sneaky team, and maybe they can catch the Giants out early in the first period.
Well, certainly with the one-goal lead on aggregate, they'd like to get on top of the Giants early and extend that. Let's have a look at the ones to watch for Andrew Lord's squad. No surprise, Ben Bounds coming off a 38-save shutout in leg one. He's got a 2.94 goals against average in the Challenge Cup so far. But it's not really about numbers and stats with Ben Bounds. It's the big saves he makes in pivotal moments. Think back to the playoff final last year when he robbed the likes of Smotherman and company.
Yeah, he's a big game player, and you know when you play for a guy like that who you know is going to have a big performance for you in the big games, it's so positive, and you feel so good about going into these big games because you know you have a guy like Bounds in the net, and he's going to make those key saves when you need it.
Well, and Stephen Dixon, 5 goals in Challenge Cup action so far. Important in the face-off, can play in all situations. Good on the penalty kill for Andrew Lord, a former world junior champion gold medalist, of course, with Canada, very experienced player.
Yeah, one of the best two-way centermen in the league. He does it all, kill penalties, play power play, block shots, tough in front of the net. I mean, he's a guy, if you're a coach, he's a guy you love having on your team.
You just, what's the thing you used to say about Colin Shields? You just open up the gate and let him go. I think Stephen Dixon is the same type of player.
Yeah, open and close the gate. I mean, there's no problem with him. And like you mentioned, Shields, same type of player. And these kind of guys, you love having them on your team.
Absolutely. Well, what does Andrew Lord think ahead of this big encounter with the Giants? Let's find out now.
Well, Andrew, I mean, interesting question to start, but you treat this as a 0-0 game or a 1-0 game?
Oh, I think you got to treat it as a 0-0, 100%. You got to, play your normal game, and that's about it. I think you start protecting that lead or doing any of that stuff, you're going to be in trouble. We got to get out. We got to have our fast start. Got to manage the puck and go from there.
Why do you think Belfast can hurt you most?
They get a lot of team speed. I think, I think their forward, well, their whole team skate's great, but I think they have some attacking forwards. Their forecheck's great. They get a lot of pucks and bodies to the net in the offensive zone, our defensive zone. The new guy looks good as well. He's got some real speed and looks like a playmaker. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of areas. Both teams are very deep. Should be a great matchup.
I know it's a bit of a cliche, but is the first goal really crucial to each side tonight?
It can be, yeah. I mean, it normally is. We'd love to have it at the same time. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, I really think whoever plays the most consistent, takes care of the puck the most, and wins those critical battles at the net fronts, ultimately going to be the most successful team here.
Thank you and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Interesting to hear Andrew Lord say it's a 0-0 game, and that's what we kind of alluded to a little bit earlier. One goal at this level of hockey doesn't mean much.
No, it doesn't, and I think, listening to Andrew Lord, I think that the main thing that he was kind of saying is, let's be error-free. Let's not make those, silly mistakes that can cost you the game. Play smart out there, make the wise play, and I think that's what he's drilling into his team for this game.
Well, we talked about some of the keys for Cardiff. How about for Belfast? I mean, the power play is not going, whether it's league play or Challenge Cup play. They were 0 for 6 last week. They really need a power play goal if they get 5 or 6 chances here this evening. They're 16.65% in Challenge Cup play. Not good enough.
No, and I think Adam Keith knows that, and he certainly will have worked on it, and he certainly would have tried to come up with some different ideas to try something different against the Devils, who did a great job on the penalty kill. We talk about the Giants, not scoring on the power play, but give the Cardiff Devils credit. They did a fantastic job on the penalty kill.
Ricard Palmberg added to the lineup, as Chris alluded to. He'll wear number 5 this evening in his debut. 2 years ago, had a pretty good season for Timrå in the SHL. Maybe he can spark the offense on the power play. He likes to play on the power play, we're told, in some of the notes we looked at. He's certainly good on the 5-on-4. How about the face-offs as well? You wanted to talk about that, because the Giants actually did a lot of things to win a hockey game at home a week ago. They were 54% in the dot, and as we said, they outshot the Devils, but 1 goal down on aggregate, but 54% in the dot, pretty good.
It is, and if you're playing against a team like the Devils, if you can win face-offs, you keep the puck off their sticks, and it slows them down a little bit. They're a puck possession team, the Cardiff Devils, and I think it's really important for Belfast to again have a good game on the dot.
One-on-one battles as well, essential to start getting in front of the net, taking away the eyes of Ben Bounds, and we'll see if the likes of Smotherman and some of the big bodies can break through for the Giants this evening. Let's have a look at the ones to watch now for Adam Keefe's side. Well, Shane Owen, 2.54 goals against average in Challenge Cup action, 22 saves in Leg 1, including that big save with 42 seconds left on Joey Martin.
Yeah, that was a great save. But what I liked about him is he didn't have a lot of shots in the game, but he remained focused and made a key save late in the game when he didn't have many shots in that third period. And he really battled hard. It was a great battle between two great goalies, and I'm sure we're going to see the same in this one.
We've said that before. Sometimes it's harder to be the goalie not seeing the puck as you start, your mind drifts a little bit. You really have to be dialed in. Well, how about Liam Reddick's a goal and an assist in Challenge Cup action so far, but this guy's twice an SHL champion, 100 NHL games played in his younger days. They need a big performance from Liam Reddick's.
They certainly do, and I see him as one of the leaders for the Belfast Giants, you know, in the locker room, on the ice, and I think if he has a big game, the rest of the team is going to follow him, and I think it's important that he has a good performance in this one.
He comes from the pedigree that would allow you to believe that he's a big game player, and they would certainly like to see that if you're part of the Teal Army and head coach Adam Keefe. Well, what does Coach Keefe believe ahead of this big matchup? He joined Chris Ellis just a few moments ago.
Good evening, Adam. What is the biggest key for you tonight to turn this game around from the one-goal deficit?
Well, I think a full 60 minutes is the first priority, but a fast start. You know, we're looking to get out fast and assert ourselves right away. And I think that we certainly don't want to start slow and end up find ourselves behind more than we already are. So a fast start and then competing for a full 60 minutes. And aside from that, we got to play to our identity.
What about the 2 wins you had here a few weeks ago? How much comfort do you take from coming here twice and winning earlier in the season?
I mean, yeah, it's certainly nice to know that we can come in here and win. So we know that now. But I mean, those are long gone, those games. So we need to come in here with a fresh mindset and realize that we need to play for a full 60 minutes. And when we get our opportunities, we need to bear down and finish them because obviously in aggregate, we got to find a way to claw back one.
You didn't score last Wednesday, but you scored a lot of goals at the weekend. What was the big difference?
Oh, obviously, sometimes we're a bit snake-bitten, but I know some puck luck and those things that puck started to find its way in for us. And I think that our puck management was much better on the weekend.
Good luck tonight.
Well, cheers.
Sometimes goal scoring, you were a goal scorer in your career, sometimes it's about confidence and getting a little bit of luck sometimes. They had 10 goals combined in their 4-point weekend and wins over Dundee and Glasgow after being shut out on Wednesday. Maybe those 10 goals will lead them to believe they can get it done here.
I mean, it certainly will help them. I mean, a lot of different players scored also, so there's a lot of different players coming into this game with confidence. I think listening to Adam Keefe, I mean, he knows it's really important to have a good start in this game. They don't want to give up a couple of goals. I mean, they flew in yesterday, practiced this morning. They're ready for this one. They want to have a good start.
Yeah, you don't want to be chasing the game here on the road at Viola Arena. They are 2-0 here this season, as Chris Ellis mentioned. We'll find out how it's going to start here at Viola Arena. Puck drop just a few moments away on Free Sports.
I really think...
Welcome back to Viola Arena, Leg 2 Challenge Cup quarterfinal action, just a few moments away between the home side, the Cardiff Devils, and the 2-time defending champion Belfast Giants. We can tell you that there will be no Patrick Vranka for the Giants, no Bryce Reddick or Toms Rutkus for the Devils, and Ricard Palmberg is, of course, wearing number 5. We're told he will wear 91 as the season goes on, but wearing number 95 in his debut this evening for the Giants, a debut in which they hope he can spark some offense. And Ricard Palmberg, in a couple of seasons ago, 9 goals and 22 assists for Timrå in the Swedish Hockey League. So an important piece as that power play struggles. We welcome now Beth Millard for the anthem. always a highlight, isn't it, when Beth Miller comes to center ice and sings the Welsh national anthem, and the crowd are ready for this one. Let's have a look at the starting sixes ahead of leg 2. Ben Bounds, no surprise, he'll get the start. Mark Richardson, the warhorse, on the back end with the very offensive-minded Gleason Fournier, Bentivolio, Martin, and Riley up front. Riley would love to have a couple of goals against his former team, the Belfast Giants. And for the Giants, Shane, Owen, Leonard, and Pellich on the back end. Reddix, Ward, and Farnham up front. That could be a real crash and bash line. Bobby Farnham, in the 2 victories here earlier in the season, was laying his body on the line. So this could be a pivotal start to the game for the Ward line. You definitely want to have that quick start being down by a goal. You don't want to be chasing the game on the road at Viola Arena. You don't want to be thinking too much that you're 2-0 here, but certainly they will have some confidence, the Belfast Giants, and they are looking for the three-peat. So you don't like to bandy around some of those catchphrases, but you can't bet against the defending champions until they're done. Dean Smith and Blake Copeland, the referees, Danny Beresford and James Irons on the lines. And when Blake Copeland was warming up earlier, he was kicking the soccer ball around, he knocked a beer out of a fan's hand. And the fan just kind of looked at Blake Copeland as if to say, well, you've started already. The referees have a tough job without knocking beers out of fans' hands during a warm-up. Face-off now at Viola Arena. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey. And buckle up, folks. We're underway. Chris Ellis is ringside. Of course, the Devils have their dark home jerseys. Riley will jab it into the corner for Martin. The white away jerseys for the Giants. 4 titles over the last 5 years, 2 apiece for these 2 teams. They've been juggernauts in Challenge Cup play, and we will lose a real good squad this evening. Quick shot on bounds as Ward tried to test him low and away, but that right pad save from Ben Bounds as he's seeing the puck well early on, and an icing call against Cardiff.
Well, it's a good shot, shooting through the defenseman, testing Bounds early, but Bounds handled the shot very well. You can see on the replay here, defenseman backs into that. Always a good time to release that shot and test the goalie early in the game.
Well, here's Ricard Palmberg. As I mentioned off the top, 9+22 for Timrå in the SHL a few seasons ago. Didn't quite work out in the Czech Republic to start this season, but he's been a nice pickup here as far as his offensive stats. And Palmberg wearing 5 this evening. Here's Fournier. Fournier will curl away from the aforementioned Palmberg, and now Goodwin will chase down Fournier. He'll go high off the glass, and it will be another icing call. Well, no icing call on the play. Touch somewhere along the way there.
Yeah, I thought there was a little touch around the blue line area there, and the linesman spotted it and waved it off.
Mullen tucks in behind Owen. Stretch pass ahead, and that's redirected in. Good quick hands by Hamilton to get it in the offensive zone, but Dixon quick up, one and done. Longley snakes by Lowney out front for Haddad. Haddad with a shot and a lovely pad save to the right of Shane Owen. That's a huge stop on Haddad, who has been hot in league play for certain for the hosts. Here's Long to Lake. Lake has to get his head up as Morrison comes at him. Wrapped him up a little bit. No call on the play as Dean Smith and Blake Copeland will let them play. Here's Leonard. Wobbling puck. Morgan had to come out and touch up. He was offside. Goodwin chasing down McMonagle. 2 goals and 7 assists from McMonagle. That leads the Devils in Challenge Cup play. Brian Ward and Smotherman both have 3+4 for the visitors. Martin with this shot, and again, that right pad save. They're trying to go low blocker side. And in the corner is McNamee. McNamee's down, and Pellich was just run into by Lewis. They had a big fight last week, Lewis and Pellich. And McNamee down in the corner. That's concerning right now.
Yeah, I mean, after the shot was taken, obviously the puck came the other way. We didn't see what happened down in the corner, but McNamee certainly, I'm sure the referees are going to talk about this because something happened after the play went the other way, and it's almost like the referees didn't see all that much either. We can see here Owen comes out and does a good, right there, there's a finish hit. That was a clean hit. I don't think there was anything dirty about that. It was just the defenseman standing up, finishing off his hit, and then right there, Lewis has a message for Pellich, and I think Pellich was trying to draw a penalty there by going down, and the referees don't make a call on that. I mean, it was a clean hit as far as I'm concerned, Murph.
you know what, we've said it a few times, whether it's Champions League or League and Challenge Cup, you need to know when Pelic is out there, you need to know when Lewis is out there. So when you're the opposition, you've got to have your head up coming down that wing, and Pelic is always going to step up. Lewis is always going to step up.
Well, just before that, Morrison wrapped around the neck of Lake, and I think Pelic came off the bench and then threw a hit. So you're going to get reactions when you do one thing to one player on one team, then the other team comes back and, you know, puts a body out there and takes a guy down. But it was a clean hit, Murph. Guy had the puck, just got hit.
McMonagle dumps it into the corner. Batch will probably play forward and defense in this one with Reddick not icing. Here's Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst gives it away to Myers. Myers with a big hit. Well, Myers runs over Pelic, steamrolls him, and it's not often you see Pelic go down like that, but what a hit by Myers. Here's Ward. Ward trying to find the trailer, comes off the skate of Batch and bounces beyond the goal line. Here's Reddick's. Reddick's hard angle through it through the goal mouth, back to Farnham. Farnham, well, I think the edict early on is shoot from anywhere if you're the Giants. Mullen into the corner. Ward trying to find the trailer, goes all the way back to the point. That's redirected by Goodwin just over the left or the right pad of bounds, and Goodwin will chase it down. Goodwin on the backhand comes out over the line, and Mullen trying to keep the pressure on, cycles it forward quickly to Goodwin. He goes around Myers. Goodwin out into the middle of the ice. Richardson, a steady presence as always in the defensive zone, but he can't get it out on this occasion. Here's Smotherman. Smotherman with a shot. That hit the skate of Fournier, and now Fournier will settle it down in the corner. Gleason Fournier will tuck in behind Bounds. Well, we kind of intimated off the top we figured it would be a physical affair, and it's certainly been that way through the first 3.5. Certainly is, and Matthew Myers, I don't know if he was intentionally trying to run over Pelic, but he's such a big man, Matthew Myers, and he's got a lot of weight behind him, and just floored really Pelic on the play, but both these two teams are not holding back. It's Matthew Myers' testimonial season. 7 Challenge Cups for Matthew Myers in his career. 5 with the Nottingham Panthers, 2 with the Cardiff Devils. No more fitting recipient of a testimonial. He's actually doing a little bit different as well. He's going to do it in the postseason after the season so all the GB players can participate and enjoy that testimonial. So Matthew Myers with the big hit on Pelic. And in behind everyone is Lake, and he's poke checked by Jardine as Lake was trying to get in behind Jardine. We'll head down now. I think there's an update ringside from Chris Ellis.
Yeah, thanks, Murph. Just a word about McNamee. He went straight down the tunnel. As he came off the ice, he headed straight down the tunnel. They put a red curtain here around their tunnel, so I can't quite see what's going on. But the physio team are coming on and off. In fact, they've just gone and had a word with Andrew Lord, so not quite sure at the moment. It doesn't look like McNamee is coming out anytime in the near future, but I'll keep my eye on the dressing room corridor here because I'm right by the corridors for both dressing rooms.
Well, hopefully McNamee is okay. He had an assist on the big Joey Martin goal last week. He was good in the Champions League, an important part of the offense in Cardiff. Never want to see a player hurt. And we will keep an eye out for McNamee in this one. Here's Longley. Longley will dump it in, bobbles off the cuff of the glove, and Owen will hang on as Dixon and Longley come to the front of the net.
Yeah, good play there. I mean, Andrew Lord has changed his line slightly, and Mariamaki coming in was playing with McNamee and Pope, and obviously with McNamee going out, he might have to juggle his lines a little bit again. Longley's with Dixon and Haddad, where Batch had played a few games there alongside them.
Dixon trying to get the draw, got it to Longley. Bounced away from Haddad, and now Morgan will steam away. Morgan gets it across for Lewis Hook. Dumps it past Morrison, and that was offside. A big shout out to Mark Brooks, who's the media manager, the commercial guy for the Belfast Giants. He didn't travel to Cardiff with the Giants as his granddad, Robert McFarlane, is a bit unwell, but I know Brooksy is watching tonight with his granddad, Robert, who's 92 years old and a big sports fan, so a big shout out to them both back in Northern Ireland, and we hope that Robert McFarlane is feeling better. I'm sure he'd like a big Giants win this evening. Mullen goes D to D. Here's Ward. Ward slides it along. Nice little feed from Ward, and Reddick tries to go low glove side on Bounds and missed the net. Here's Morrison. Morrison slides it along. Jardine running a little bit of interference on Farnham. Farnham not happy with that, and then Ward tries to put Jardine into the front row. No icing on the call. Longley gets there first. Here's Sean Morrison, a long way from his defensive position. His stick came up, and Mullen tried to get his face out of the way. Morrison's a big man, of course, at 6'4". When that stick comes up, you better get your head out of the way. Martin will finish his hit off, though. And the captain, Joey Martin, throwing his weight around early on as he hits Ward. Here's Pope. Pope dances in over the line past Goodwin. Tried to drop it back to Martin, but nobody home. Here's Curtis Leonard. Leonard looking for a Smotherman, and that'll be an icing call against the Giants with 14:27 remaining. 1-0 on aggregate in favor, of course, of the Cardiff Devils. No score this evening.
Well, one thing the Giants have done a lot here in the first period is try that left wing stretch, so they're really trying to move the puck across or just one up down the left side. Little touch off the boards, trying to break through against the Cardiff defense, or just tip it in to get it down in the Cardiff zone and create a cycle.
Martin wins the draw from Palmberg. Fournier to McMonagle. Here's Massi Mariamaki, who didn't play in leg one, and Mariamaki tries to drive the net. Comes through the blue paint all the way back to Fournier. Here's McMonagle across to Pope. Pope leans into that. It's redirected by Martin under the glove of Owen, and Mariamaki. Mariamaki finds the trailer, and Pope's shot plinkled around in the blue paint, but Owen got a piece of that originally. Here's McMonagle. McMonagle will dump it into Martin. Martin with the compete level wins the puck against two Giants, but then Palmberg will force it out over the line. Palmberg to Smotherman. Smotherman holds up. Smotherman with his shot. Getting a piece of that. McMonagle getting in the way. It's the 900th professional game overall for Jordan Smotherman this evening. So a nice milestone for Jordan Smotherman. 900 games played professionally.
Yeah, it's a lot of games. Congratulations to him. But not many players get to play 900 games. You can see right here Smotherman using the defenseman for a screen. Gets the shot in there as Palmberg drives to the net. But overall, a good job from Martin on the back check, picking up Palmberg as he drives to the net.
Bounds is at the bench. He's talking to Thomas Murdy. I think he needs a new stick, Ben Bounds, and Bounds has retrieved a new twig, seems happy. People don't realize how important it is to be able to handle the puck as a goalie, and you certainly don't want a broken stick or a chipped stick, so Bounds has a new implement. Myers. If you're new to hockey, the goalie almost needs to be able to handle the puck as well as any of the skaters. Need to be able to skate well as well. Such an important part of the game, and Ben Bounds, one of the best. Owen has been very good this season as well, former Fife Flyer. Long jabs it into the corner. Lake against Lewis. Richardson has to come back on Lake. Lake trying to find a bobbling puck, but Matthew Myers works it along to Lewis, who will flip it out into the neutral zone, and Duggan. Duggan and Myers. Batch. Good energy line, and we talk about crash and bash lines when Farnham is out there. That's a big line for Andrew Lord as well. Here's Richardson. Richardson to Riley. There's a penalty coming up against Long, so Bounds is going to go for the extra attacker. The first power play of the game will go to Jardine and the Devils. Here's Martin. Martin to Riley. They try and take advantage of the 6-on-5 now. Extended power play time for Jardine and company, and Goodwin touches up. Bentivolio says he doesn't have control, but it'll be a hooking call against Kieran Long in the first power play for Cardiff.
Yeah, Long was hooking Richardson as he was coming out from behind. A nice little spin move from Richardson, gets away from Long. Long's stick just got caught, wrapped around him a little bit. Richardson went down. Not a big hook there, but enough to pull him down. The referee makes the call.
Cardiff 21.7% in Challenge Cup action on the power play. The Giants 86.1% on the penalty kill in Challenge Cup play. Leonard gets it back, and Mullen will dump it up and down. Farnham will give chase, and there's Bounds. There's a good indication of how well he handles the puck. Here's McNamee. Well, the good news is McNamee, what happened when he got stepped up on that entry into the offensive zone, McNamee is back out and looking A-OK for the Devils.
Yeah, it's good for the Devils because he does a great job for the Devils. He's a good two-way centerman, and he certainly contributes offensively.
Here's Riley, the former Belfast Giants captain, dumping it in on Owen. Owen tries to help out his own cause, goes high off the glass, but Pope will corral that. Pope looking to go D-to-D to Fournier, and does so. Fournier, though, has a bobbling puck to contend with. He's got Goodwin right in his face as well. Pope in front, and McNamee has it in his feet, and McNamee gets poke checked by Pellich, and it's dumped up and down with 1:10 remaining in the long hooking call.
Well, it was a good try from the Devils, just couldn't get enough on that deflection in front of the net. But the Devils are going to have to watch out, because you can see Goodwin was trying to sneak up the ice for a breakaway pass when the Belfast Giants had the possession of the puck.
Hamilton, 1-on-3, puts a shot into the shin pad of McMonagle. Haddad comes back with under a minute remaining in this power play for the Devils. Here's Richardson to Dixon. We talked about him off the top, and he's able to play in all situations. McMonagle at that left point, an Italian international. Goes across to Haddad. Here's McMonagle. McMonagle goes backdoor and in front. Dixon scores! Power play goal, Devils, and for Dixon, it's his 6th goal in the Challenge Cup. It's 2-0 on aggregate.
Yeah, and I think he leads all the Devils in Challenge Cup goals, like you said, for that 6th one. But what a power play setup. McMonagle goes back across to Bentivoglio, makes it look like he's going to shoot, slides it across to Dixon, who just tips it up and over Owen, doesn't give him much of a chance. This is well executed 5-on-4 power play from the Cardiff Devils.
Well, and what a Challenge Cup campaign McMonagle is having. McMonagle with his 8th assist of the campaign, and Bentivoglio will draw the primary assist. So Dixon, who you wanted to highlight off the top, gets that big goal, and this is the situation the Giants didn't want.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great play, the Italian connection there. McMonagle and Bentivoglio played a lot of years in Italy, but that was just what everyone thought. Bentivoglio was going to shoot that, but he didn't. Dixon kept the stick on the ice. Nice deflection into the back of the net.
Longley to Morrison. Morrison will just loft it into the glove of Shane Owen. And with 10:56 remaining in the first period, a 1-0 scoreline for the Cardiff Devils this evening. 2-0 on aggregate. We'll be right back after this quick break on Free Sports. Well, welcome back. That man has a big goal here, a power play goal. Let's head down to Chris Ellis ringside.
Yeah, good news there on McNamee. He was down the tunnel and into the dressing room for a few minutes, but he came back out. He showed no signs of any problems when he came back onto the ice and down the tunnel. A quick word with his head coach, and as you saw, back onto the shift. So whatever happened there, maybe a quick bit of treatment from the physio team, but he looks fine. He's smiling on the bench, and that all looks okay.
McNamee made of tough stuff, of course. And Dixon with his 6th goal of the Challenge Cup, 1-for-1 on the power play for the Devils. Here's Farnham. Farnham with a shot. That was going to go wide, but Ben Bounds will grab it and hold on for a face-off deep in Cardiff territory.
Well, the Ward, Farnham, and Reddox line have looked sharp in this first period. I mean, they've had some good possession in the offensive zone. And you saw the one time where Reddox tried to go backdoor to Farnham a bit earlier in the period. That's one play they scored off of during the weekend, so I'm sure they're trying to go back to that in this game.
Lake will dig in against McNamee. McNamee will win it cleanly back to Fournier. Here's Pope. Pope with the stretch pass from Mariamaki off his fingertips, and Mullen will get to that 50-50 puck into the corner. Good play by Mariamaki, though, causing some problems in the offensive zone there, the defensive zone for Mullen. Here's Pope. Out into the neutral zone. Lowney up the left side. Here's Lake. And just offside as Lake tried to pirouette into the zone. It's 2-0 on aggregate, of course. Joey Martin in leg one. Steven Dixon on the power play. 8:48 into this first period to give us the 2-0 scoreline on aggregate. But still, just the 2 goals in it, and the Giants, they won't dip the heads with a scoreline like that. But that's the first power play goal in this 2-legged series. Both teams were 0 for last week. 0 for 6 for the Giants, 0 for 3 for the Devils. So Dixon gets that first power play goal. We talked about it off the top. The special teams could be the big difference in this all-important knockout game. Palmberg to Goodwin. Goodwin in front for Smotherman, and Smotherman can't find the rebound. Fournier gets it to the point, and here's Palmberg in his first game. Has a real good luck, but he's stopped by Bounds. I think it came off the heel of his stick, and the puck is into the mesh to the left of Bounds.
Well, that was a great pass from Garside, who spotted Palmberg, who came out on the far side and just drifted into a position where he right there, he comes front of the net, then steps back out, and he comes back there, and he gets a quick shot. That was a good save from Bounds, because that was a well-executed play from the Belfast Giants.
Card Palmberg got pretty good wood on it. I think he wanted to get that up, might have come off the heel of the stick a little bit, but still a big save by Bounds.
Yeah, it was good movement from Palmberg. You know, goes to the front of the net to lose his checker. He pops back out for a quick shot.
Lewis to Duggan. Duggan to Batch. It bounces away from big Josh Batch. Here's Liam Morgan into the corner for Lake. 9:25 remaining in the first period at Viola Arena. Don't forget, use the hashtag EIHL on Free Sports all evening long. Chris Ellis will try and get your comments, questions, and queries on the broadcast. Deflected in by Lake, and of course Chris will keep us up to date on the out-of-town scoreboard. We know the Glasgow Clan are through. They'll be watching and wondering who they'll draw.
Well, and I mean, it doesn't matter who they draw. They're going to draw a good team for the semifinal. Whatever the matchups are, there's not going to be a weak team in the Final Four in the Challenge Cup. And you can see the Giants again in the neutral zone, trying to get the puck up quick, trying to get behind the Cardiff Devils, and they're trying to catch them out on a quick transition play. And they've had some success with that.
Martin trying to win the draw from Lake, jumps through, and Swindlehurst gets it to Pellich. Pellich in a battle with Riley. The current captain, Pellich, against the former captain of the Giants, Riley. And now coming forward with reckless abandon was Lewis Hook, but he left the puck behind. Here's Fournier. Fournier dispossessed by Morgan. Dumps it in. McMonagle will take over. Tape to tape with Fournier now ahead to Bentivolio. Martin on the entry. Drops it back to Riley. Riley trying to throw it in front for Bentivolio. He'll have to go back to the point now as it hit the skate of Pellich in front. And here's a chance for Bentivolio. Good stop by Owen on Sean Bentivolio. Has had a real good start to this first period this evening. He knocks Mullen over in the corner. McMonagle will keep it at the right point. McMonagle to Fournier. Fournier dangles in. Big stop by Owen with the left pad on Fournier.
Well, two great saves, and Bentivolio goes down in the corner. McMonagle with the puck up at the blue line.
McMonagle pinching in from that left point. Bentivolio knocked over. Looks like he's okay going to that Devils bench. It's been a physical affair here in Lake 2. McMonagle gives way to Dixon. Dixon with the shot. Longley trying to get a tip on that, but it was turned aside by Owen. Here's Fournier to Longley. Longley out front, and Dixon looking for his second, denied by Owen. And if not for Shane Owen, it could be another couple on the board here in Lake 2.
Well, three fantastic saves on that one shift from Owen. It started against Bentivolio, then Fournier, and then Dixon. Three great players, all stopped by Owen.
Here's Garside. Garside has to get his head up. Fournier, or Longley rather, coming in and finishes his hit on Garside. Everyone throwing their weight around. Here's Long in front looking for the tip from Lake. Hamilton jabs at it against Morrison. Dixon pushes it out into the neutral zone, hits the linesman. And now it'll be Garside. Garside up the middle. Lake with the last minute dangle there, and that will throw Kieran Long offside with 7:14 remaining in the first.
Well, I mean, a good thing for the Belfast Giants is Owen made some quality saves to keep them in this one, because they could easily be down 2-0 here in the first period. Good work down low. Puck comes out quickly from Dixon, gets a quick shot. Owen makes a great save there. Good reaction from him coming off this post, pushes out and gets his shoulder, gets his chest up high there and makes a good save.
Could easily be a couple more on the board, and that's what you need from Shane Owen in this one. You're coming in 1-0 down on aggregate. You're down 2 now. A lot of pressure on Owen. And he came up big there on Dixon. Dixon looking for his second goal of this Leg 2 encounter. Here's Owen. Swindlehurst takes his time. Palmberg, who had a lovely chance on his last shift, will chase it into the corner. And this is Giants' debut. Fournier, though, will take over in the corner for the Devils. Ahead for Pope. Here's Richardson. Richardson will just hammer it into the corner past Lowney. Owen will come out, go high off the glass, and here's McNamee. McNamee will keep it in deep. Pellich in behind his own goal. Gets it to Smotherman. Smotherman with a lovely pass ahead for Goodwin. Goodwin almost had to wait for that a little bit, though, and now Palmberg and Goodwin play catch. Goodwin with the shot. Off the blocker of Bounds. Pellich with the shot, and that's patted away from Ben Bounds. Good pressure from the Giants on this shift. Leonard had that dip under his glove as he heard the footsteps from Riley. Here's Garside. Up the left side, and Lake got tangled up with Bentivolio and lost his stick. Now Hook runs into Riley. Giants trying to get out of their own zone. They do so, and Garside flipped that off the back of Riley and dumped right back down by McMonagle. Martin chasing it against Leonard. Here's Lake. Coventry Blaze stand out a season ago, and of course a Team GB International. Morgan with a shot, and that's ramped up and out of play by McMonagle.
Yeah, good job from the defenseman getting the stick down on the ice, deflecting that up and over. One player who's having a good first period is Bentivolio. He's all over there. Watch the replay here with Pellich with a quick shot. Good save from Bounds. Gets his left leg down on the ice and kicks it to the corner. Doesn't kick it out back into the front of the net. Good play from him. The Giants certainly have had a couple of good chances, but Bounds looks solid again in this one.
Ward versus Myers to the left of Bounds' net. And Myers will win it. Play by Batch to play it back. It's in the feet of Mullen now, and Mullen will go D to D to Lowney. Lowney with his head on a swivel. Goes east-west to Ward. Ward had that bounce over his blade, and Myers will play it back to Jardine. Jardine to Morrison. Sean Morrison to Batch. Batch with a nice set of hands just redirects that in over the line. He knew he was onside, and that's out front for Duggan. Well, what a play by Batch. What a finish by Duggan. It's 2-0 in leg two, 3-0 on aggregate for the Devils.
Wow, what a play. Batch just deflects it down into the corner and chases the puck, and then sees Duggan going to the front of the net. Quick pass across, and Duggan buries it. And Andrew Lord puts his fourth line out there with about 5:20 left in the first period. And they repay him with a great play. They haven't played that much in the first period, but what a play. Duggan goes to the net, goes to the far post, stick on the ice, just touches it in the back of the net really quickly, not giving Owen much of a chance, but a great play. Good job from Batch, especially in the neutral zone, and then to make a nice pass across.
He knew he was onside. He knew it wasn't going to be an icing. He had the red line. He turned over the wrist and deflected into the corner, and then the little dump and chase. You heard Duggan racing through the hash marks there. Lovely play by Batch and Duggan. And 2-0. First goal of the Challenge Cup for Duggan. First assist for Batch. When you get secondary scoring like that, it makes all the difference. Morrison out front for Dixon off his skate. The Giants in a world of trouble now. 2-0 this evening, 3-0 on aggregate. Pellich kicks at that. Haddad trying to keep it deep. Hamilton will get it ahead to Pellich. And the big defenseman will rumble down the left side, looking to get some offense going for the Giants. Here's Hamilton, stapled by Haddad. Hamilton dispossessed by Jardine. Fournier won't get there into the corner, and it will be Leonard who is pinched in from the point. Palmberg takes a shoulder there from Dixon, and Jardine's tucked in behind bounds. Here's Fournier. Fournier with the giveaway, Smotherman with the hand-eye coordination, and that's going to be knocked down by a high stick. The face-off will come outside the zone. We wanted to say a big get well to Matthew Drazy from all his mates who support the Devils. Matthew is a big hockey fan, so his fellow Devil supporters wanted to wish him well tonight. Get well soon, Matthew Drazy. Hope you're enjoying this scoreline, Matthew. But what a start to this one by the Cardiff Devils. And when I talked about it, you get secondary scoring from the likes of Duggan and Batch. Like, that's so important in a knockout game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big plus. And the Devils, you can see when they scored that goal how pumped their bench was, and the coaching staff also. I mean, that is a big play, and that gives them a real good cushion with the, 3-0 on aggregate right now. But this is far from over. I mean, if you're the Belfast Giants, your goal is to win the hockey game. I mean, for them, it's just not giving up another goal. I think it'd be tough if they give up another one here in the first period. But, if you look at a guy like Dixon in this first period, he has been camped out in front of that Belfast Giant net, and he's had 3 good chances. One he scored on, and he's had 2 other good opportunities since then. And there hasn't been a lot of coverage because he's been finding that open space. And you talk about scoring goals, and it's all about getting to the front of the net.
Shots on goal right now, 9-7 in favor of the Cardiff Devils. Jardine has been given the secondary assist on the Duggan goal, so second assist for Jardine, who was an East Coast Hockey League champion with the Newfoundland Growlers last season. McNamee bodying out on Ward, and the Devils will flip it high. Mullen will glove it down. He'll go to Lowney off the stick. And Lowney trying to go high there, came off of hook. Morgan on the right side. And Ward, well, Ward's not going to be happy with Riley as that puck comes up over the glass. Riley takes a few shots right there. Nothing comes of it. We'll head down to Chris Ellis ringside.
Yeah, just quickly, a couple of scores. Guildford have scored at home against the Panthers. That's now 5-2 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. John Dunbar with the goal. And Manchester have just scored against Sheffield. So that's 1-0 on the night and 5-3 on aggregate. So could it be going for a long night in those matches? Interesting scorelines there so far.
Here comes Riley. Riley beat to the puck by Lake. Thanks for the update, Ellie. Penalty coming up. And Owen wants to get to the bench. He won't go until Pellich and company get the puck forward. And now Owen's gone for the extra attacker. Long chasing into the corner against Lewis. Lewis will get there and touch it up. It will be the first power play now for the Belfast Giants. So a prime opportunity with 2:52 remaining in this first period to try and get one back on the board.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Belfast Giants try something a little different on their power play. As we know, they struggled in game one in the Challenge Cup against the Devils. So I would expect them to try something. There's a slash right there, and the call is made. And right now the Giants are on the power play.
So Riley 2 or less on the slash. Belfast 16.65% on the power play in Challenge Cup play. 78.9% on the penalty kill in Cup action for the Devils. Both teams would like those numbers to be considerably better. Lowney, no time like the present for the Giants though after an 0-for on the man advantage a week ago on SSE Arena ice. Here's Morrison. Morrison boxes out on Ward. Richardson's knocked down in the corner, but Morrison bails him out, and Morrison doesn't panic. He's got Ward all over him like a cheap suit, but Morrison is able to get it into the offensive zone. That just shows you the strength of former NHLer Sean Morrison.
Yeah, it's a great play. He just didn't panic. That guy's all over him, and he just used his size and his strength to get the puck out of the zone and down the ice. Fantastic play from him.
Morrison, of course, 480 NHL games played in regular season action, KHL action as well. Played for Croatia internationally last year. Former first-round pick of the Bruins. High pedigree, and what a job there on the penalty kill. Here's Hamilton. Playing it back. 55 seconds remaining in Riley's minor. Mullen to Farnham. The Giants really need to get something positive going on this man advantage. Here's Morgan to Lake. Nobody in front right now. Lake to Morgan. Now Hamilton tried to drift in front, but he's gone back to the periphery. Mullen's up high. Mullen wants the puck, but a real good job there by Matthew Myers, keeping everything to the outside, and Mullen just hugged the line and kept that play in. It's going to come back to Hamilton. No shot from him. He'll have to drift to the half wall, puts it into the feet of Liam Morgan, and nothing really clicking right now for the Giants. Farnham up at the hash mark, but it comes to Mullen, one-timer, and it actually hits Morgan on the way through. Hamilton with 10 seconds remaining on this first power play for Belfast. Hamilton back to Farnham. Farnham with a shot. Good blocker save from Bounds, so they finally got someone open. Mullen with the shot. It comes off Jardine's skate, and Riley's out of the box. He's calling for the puck. He was in behind everyone, of course, but they couldn't get the puck out, and now Riley will battle Morgan. Morgan jabs it away to Farnham. Farnham gets his stick lifted by Jardine, and now Riley, fresh off that spell in the penalty box, will just launch it through the neutral zone as the Devils make a change. Here's Pellich. Pellich didn't know where the puck was, and here comes Haddad down the left wing. Goodwin catches up with him. Haddad A-frames and protects the puck, gets it to Bentivolio. It takes a shoulder check there from Mullen, and Palmberg gets hit by Dixon, but played it back to Mullen. Lots of hits in this first period. We're down to 10 seconds in the opening 20. 2-0 this evening for the Devils, 3-0 on aggregate. Pellich with the shot. Pellich looking for the rebound. Goodwin in there as well. And Pellich is knocked over by Riley with 2 seconds showing on the clock.
Yeah, Pellich going hard to net, looking for a rebound there, but the Cardiff Devils aren't having any of it. They cleared him out of there pretty quick, and you can see Pellich using the screen there, going hard to the net. Bounds makes it look easy, grabs onto the puck. Bounds made a couple of quality saves also on the penalty kill, and that's a bit of the problem for the Giants. They are creating some scoring opportunities, but Bounds continues to play an exceptional game, not only the first game, but also in this one. And right now, the Giants are going to have to be very creative to find a way to beat him again.
Another 0 on that power play, though, as the Riley minor was killed off. Another good job by the PK unit of the hosts this evening. Dixon gets 1 warning against Lake. A new face-off rule, of course. Lake can't get the draw. Morrison knows there's 2 seconds left. Morrison will hold on, so we'll get through the first 20 minutes. And what an opening 20 minutes it was for the home side. Shots on goal in that first period, 9-9, but it's the 2 goals on the board this evening. Dixon on the power play, Duggan 5-on-5. 3-0 on aggregate in favor of the Devils. Down rink side, Chris Ellis has Matthew Myers.
And Matthew, what's your thoughts on the first period?
Obviously, we're really happy with the 2-goal lead at the end of the first. In fairness to Belfast, they came out flying, like flying machines, and they really brought the game to us, but we capitalised with two good goals, and we'll be happy.
Obviously 3-0 on aggregate now, but how important is to keep the focus? Because Belfast have won here twice already, so it shows how good they are, doesn't it?
Yeah, Belfast came in a couple of weeks ago, hammered us both nights, and you know, we can't take this 2-goal lead for take it for granted. We need to keep pushing on and keep ticking over the scoreboard if we can.
Thanks for joining us so quickly, Matthew.
Cheers, Chris Ellis.
Matthew Myers in his testimonial season. Great start to this one. Also 16-7 in the face-off dot for the Devils, 69% in the face-off. They've been dominant in the little facets of the game. They lead 3-0 on aggregate. We'll be right back after this short break. Well, welcome back to Viola Arena. That man, Adam Keefe, he knows a lot of work to be done here. But the Belfast Giants, of course, they won the league last year. They've won the Challenge Cup 2 years in a row. Never bet against the defending champions until the defending champions are done. They're down 3-0 on aggregate. They need to get something going. They need to start winning some face-offs, and certainly if they get more looks on that power play, they've got to get going on the man advantage. Here's Bentivolio to Riley. Martin weaves in over the line, back to Bentivolio. Bentivolio hammers that into the chest of Owen, and we'll head downstairs for an update from Chris Ellis ringside.
Thanks, Murph. Yes, these games just about to start the second period, unless they've probably just gone underway as well, just like here. Manchester leading 1-0. Adam Hughesman had that goal. So that's 5-3 to Sheffield on aggregate. Only a 2-goal spread. And Guildford ahead against Nottingham. John Dunbar with the first period goal. So 1-0 on the night and 5-2 though to Nottingham on aggregate.
Richardson in front. That was redirected by Bentivolio under the blocker of Owen. Of course, you can check out eliteleague.co.uk for all the news at the end of business this evening, all the stats tables and certainly Challenge Cup permutations at the end of business this evening. That'll be an icing call. It will come all the way back. Tonight's attendance at Viola Arena is 2,900. The capacity is just a shade over 3,000, so that is impressive. 2,900 the week before Christmas. That tells you about how the staff work hard here and how the fans are engaged. And it's a lovely atmosphere here, and they're enjoying this 2-0 scoreline in leg 2.
Yeah, they certainly are. What a great crowd here in Cardiff. And, you know, the one line for Cardiff will look very dangerous almost every shift. Martin, Bentivolio, and Riley, they've looked sharp and just moving the puck well, driving to the net, getting shots, and not trying to make the perfect play, just they're doing all the little things right.
Palmberg versus Joey Martin. And we talked about it, 16-7 in the face-off dot in that first period from the Devils, but that's a big face-off win from Palmberg. Palmberg trying to find that puck. He has it now. Curls back against Fournier. Ricard Palmberg puts it along the goal line into the corner. Taking a bump is Goodwin. Goodwin got absolutely run into by Riley. Then Riley and Smotherman come together, and Smotherman with a little slash there on Riley. Riley took the little bit of the retaliation, and there's a penalty coming up against the Devils as two former teammates came together there, and Riley and Smotherman.
Well, what happened there is Riley took the body, and Smotherman came over and took the body on Riley. He didn't really appreciate it and gave him a bit of a whack. Thought he was going to get away with it, and the penalty is called. And not a good retaliation penalty to take when your team's got a 2-goal lead.
Retaliation always gets the penalty in those situations. It's a second power play for Goodwin and the Giants. Goodwin back to Lowney. Lowney with the shot redirected by Ward into the corner. Here's Palmberg. He'd love to dazzle the Teal Army with a big game here in his debut. He goes back to Lowney, but Lowney has it bounce on him at the last second, and Lowney will have to chase it all the way back in behind his own goal. Myers comes over the boards. Such an important member of the penalty kill for the Devils over the years. Goodwin will dump it into the corner. Smotherman, who drew the penalty against his former captain Riley, gets it to Palmberg. Palmberg with a pass to nobody. And that's maybe, you know, when you make your debut, you're not sure about the style of some of your wingers, some of the guys you play with. And now Martin's in short-handed, scored! Joey Martin short-handed. They're scored in every which way this evening. 3-0 Devils in leg 2, 4-0 on aggregate.
Well, you can see here the Belfast Giants just get chasing the puck a little bit. Weren't able to move the puck when they had possession. and the Devils took advantage of it. You just can't give Martin that kind of opportunity. He picks his spot between the legs of Owen, and that is a big goal, a shorthanded goal for the Cardiff Devils, and they just out-hustle the Belfast Giants on that play, and that's why they're rewarded with a shorthanded goal.
They've got the power play goal in the first and the 5-on-5 goal. Now they've got the complete set with the shorty, and that could be deflating. But Lake and the Giants, you have to shake that off if you're the Giants. You still have a minute 15 on the power play.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to try to find a way to get a power play goal. But again, a little bit sloppy coming out of their end of the ice. A good job from the Cardiff Devils. Like I said, they played that 1-3 on the penalty kill. Martin comes down and forces the play. Doesn't make it easy for the Giants to come out of their end of the ice.
There's Hamilton, slides it along, but Richardson will get it, and on the backhand gets it to the point, no further. Mullen keeps it alive. Farnham gets a stick lifted by Bentivolio, and Bentivolio's having some kind of game for the Devils.
Yeah, he's having a great game. He had a great first period. He's continuing on the same way in the second period. But that whole line, like I said, have been very, very good for the Devils. And the Devils have executed really well on their penalty kill here again in this second game.
Dumped forward by Lewis. Haddad will chase down Owen. We'll play it up. Got a call in behind the play. Not sure if it's too many men on the ice, but there was certainly a call. We'll let the officials tie. I was making a comment about Ricard Palmberg. It's a delay of game penalty, I believe, but Ricard Palmberg, he didn't know where his winger was on that play, and he made a pass, and you can see he hung his head, and that's, unfortunately, when you're making your debut this many months into the season, you don't know exactly where your wingers are going to be or where the D-man might be playing on that power play, because you just haven't had enough time with the team, and that's just unfortunate that they go back the other way and get the shorthanded goal.
And also the defenseman chased up to the blue line for the puck and forgot there was a Cardiff Devil going hard through the middle, which was Martin, who was wide open. So yeah, a couple of little errors there, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes when you're a new player, you make those little positional errors or occasional bad pass because you're not 100% sure where everybody is playing.
So Smotherman in the box. It's 4-on-4 for 20 seconds, and Riley will get back on the ice, and the penalty of consequence will indeed be Smotherman. Icing call against the Giant. Mariamaki with the assist on that shorthanded goal from Joey Martin, and for Massi Mariamaki, his 4th assist of the Challenge Cup. He didn't even play in leg 1, so that's the depth of the Cardiff Devils coming through.
Yeah, it was good hustle from him, though. He didn't give up on the play, just outworked the opponent to get a puck possession to make a nice pass across to Martin.
Haddad back to McMonagle. McMonagle wants to walk the line, just gets a wrist shot through, and Shane Owen will flash the leathers. He knows Dixon's in the high slot looking for a rebound that doesn't materialize. 12 seconds remaining in Riley's penalty, and then it will be the second power play for the Cardiff Devils. The Giants will slide to 0 for 2 on the man advantage this evening. 0 for 8 over the first leg and a bit here in leg 2. McNamee against Ward. Ward will win that puck, gets it to Lowney. Back to Ward, 3 goals and 4 assists in Challenge Cup action. They could use something from Ward. Ward tries to go inside out on McMonagle. McMonagle stayed with the body and didn't even look at the puck. Good defensive work from McMonagle. And you talk about how good he is offensively with 2 goals and 8 assists in the Challenge Cup, but defensive work there, McMonagle never gives up.
Yeah, good job from him one-on-one. You know, it's about playing the body and not, you know, watching the puck, and if your positioning is good right there. I mean, the Devils almost coughed one up there.
So Riley's out of the box. Second power play now for the Devils. 1:04 remaining on the delay of game penalty. Smotherman serving, or I think it was a too many men on the ice penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the call, because the referee lifted I think 6 fingers up when he went to the linesman did, I should say, when he went to the bench.
Definitely too many men. We were told that it was possibly a delay of game, but Smotherman serving the too many men on the ice penalty for another 40 seconds. Fournier to Pope. Pope in the right point position, moves it to Riley. Fournier will just get that away quickly. There was traffic in front. It comes to Pope. Pope tries to go to McNamee. It was under his stick. Here's Riley. Weaves into the corner. 25 seconds remaining on this second power play for the Cardiff Devils. They're 1 for 1 thus far this evening. Here's McNamee with the redirect. Martin with the chance. Oh, what a stop by Shane Owen. You gotta be kidding me.
That's a great save, and Martin tried to come across. He tried to outstretch Owen, but he just left his leg down. You can see with the Cardiff Devils playing a forward up top, and Pope going with 4 forwards and 1 defenseman. and both going with you know, a left shot on the left side and a right shot on the right side on the power play on the point. That means they can drive down wide for some shots. But that was a nice play, but just a fantastic save from Owen.
Here's Mullen being watched by Dixon, who started the scoring off in the first period on the power play, and Farnham takes a bump from Dixon, and now Dixon wants to fight, or Farnham wants to fight Dixon. Dixon's not going to fight, and the original call was on Dixon for the hit on Farnham, and Farnham can't believe that Dixon wouldn't drop the mitts, but well, there's the reaction of Farnham, but the original call was on Dixon, who's been certainly involved in this one.
Well, Dixon came across. He's been physical in this game so far, and he finishes off another one of his hits. It was a big hit against Farnham. Dixon's going to go off for 2 minutes. Farnham wasn't happy about it, so he dropped his gloves. And Dixon, I don't think Dixon's afraid. I think he knew that he threw a bit of a late hit, and he understood that Farnham was really frustrated about it. But I don't think Dixon would shy away. If Farnham would have grabbed hold of him, I think Dixon would have fought there. But you can see why Farnham was a little bit upset. It was a late hit.
2 minutes for Dixon, and in about 5 seconds, Smotherman will return after serving the 2-minute man on the ice penalty. So a third power play coming up for the Belfast Giants. It has been all action to start this period, including a shorthanded goal from Joey Martin, a minute 47 into the second period, trying to bring the spirits of the Belfast Giants. The Giants with a couple of chances on the power play, trying to get back into this one. Morrison to Richardson. Moves it along for Haddad. Haddad over the red line. So Smotherman's back, power play now for the Giants. And they really need something from the likes of Smotherman. But now it's Haddad looking for another shorthanded goal. And again, Shane Owen saves the Giants there. The Devils are swarming, looking for a second shorthanded goal.
Wow, what a great play from Haddad. He just outmuscles everybody, uses the net, and then comes around, stops, and goes back to the net. And also a puck through the legs there. There's no finished check, and the referee's making a hooking call there by the looks of it. But what a fantastic play from Haddad. But again, you can see the Giants turning away from some hits in their defensive zone. This is where they've been losing the game, is down low on the goal line. They've just been outmuscled and outplayed by the Cardiff Devils.
Well, it's Ward for a hooking penalty, so that's a short-lived power play for the Giants, as the momentum of that 5-on-4 is becoming a real problem for them. So Dixon, the original call, and now Ward, 4-on-4 action. McMonagle with this shot. It was right there for Martin. A couple of stops from Shane Owen. It could be 4 or 5-0 for the Devils here in Leg 2 if it wasn't for the goaltending of Shane Owen. And you think back to that big save he had with 42 seconds left in Leg 1. Could be a lot worse. Here's the chance for Fournier. He rips it high and wide over the right shoulder of Owen. So a minute 17 remaining in the Dixon boarding call, a minute 30 remaining in the Ward hooking penalty. So a short power play for the Giants, yielded nothing, of course. There will be a short power play for the Devils coming up in a minute and 3 seconds when Dixon returns. Fournier looked left when he needed to look right, and the Giants struggling to get the puck out from beyond their own goal line. Leonard trying to settle it down, but Bentivolio chasing him. Bentivolio had to be careful not to take a hooking penalty himself on that occasion. We've not even played 6 minutes in this second period, Paul Adey.
No, and I mean, the Devils are absolutely flying right now, especially 4-on-4. When they have that open ice, they have so many skilled forwards who can really move out there in the ice.
Here comes Goodwin. Blows by McNamee. Takes a little bit of a bump there from Jardine. And Lowney on an errant pass from Goodwin has to back up all the way to his own blue line. Goodwin puts it up the right side. Goodwin for Pellich, trying to go around Morrison. Two former NHLers come shoulder to shoulder there. Two big hombres, Pellich and Morrison. Morrison wins that battle. Dumped in by Lowney. In 8 seconds, Dixon will return, and there will be a short 16-second power play for the Giants. Or for the Devils, rather. Devils on the 5-on-4 for another 11 seconds. Here's Pope. Pope into the zone, out front, looking for Jardine. It comes all the way back to Lewis. Lewis with the shot, blockered away by Owen. And just 2 seconds remaining in Ward's penalty, so those two short, truncated power plays, if you will, yield nothing on either side, but Ward returns to the ice. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Garside trying to get the shot through, but Haddad got the blade on that. McNamee up the right side. We'll drop it to Joey Haddad. Haddad with the shot, another big save on the blocker by Shane Owen. Reddix will play it back to Leonard. And the Devils are trying to bury Belfast here at Viola Arena this evening. Trying to get back to those heights of 2015 and 2017 when they won those Challenge Cups. Here's Haddad out front looking for Longley. Longley trying to skate away from Leonard. One hand on the stick, gets it to Haddad. Haddad A-frames, protects the puck. Great footwork from Haddad. Works it to Dixon. All the way back to the point, kept in by McMonagle, and the Giants spending far too much time in their own zone if you're a Belfast fan, no doubt about it. Dixon and company tilting the ice into Owen's crease. Here's Longley. Longley throws a backdoor. Oh, what a stop on Mariamaki! Shane Owen is single-handedly keeping the Giants in this second leg. It could easily be 3 or 4 more goals on the board. What a stop on Mariamaki there with the right pad. Leonard trying to freeze the puck on the wall, but it will be Reddix on the backhand, and Reddix and company gassed. No icing on the play. Luckily for the Giants, they'll get a line change.
Yeah, Mariamaki had a great chance. I mean, he's having a real solid performance. He's probably not happy that he's been a healthy scratch for a couple of games. He's taken advantage of being back in the lineup. Certainly doesn't want to be pulled out of the lineup again. But the Dixon, Haddad, Longley line, that's a big, strong, heavy line. And down low, they've been dominating the second period, creating good scoring opportunities, making it really tough on the Belfast Giants to get out of their end of the ice. And right there's the play right there to Mariamaki. And what a save from Owen.
Well, take a bow thus far, Shane Owen, a 2.54 goals against average in Challenge Cup play. It could easily be 6-0 in Leg 2, 7-0 on aggregate if it wasn't for the former Fife Flyers standout, the 6'2" Canadian, maybe single-handedly giving the Giants somewhat of a chance here in Leg 2. Adam Keefe knows it as well.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's never over till you beat the champions out, and there's still a lot of time left in this game. Anything could happen.
Morgan, a little bobbling puck there, hook going to the front of the net. Well, it starts with a face-off win, doesn't it? And they were not good in the dot in the first period, much better here in the second, Belfast, but spending far too much time in their own zone. Here's Mariamaki, flips it in for Myers. Myers with the hard angle shot and not knowing where it was with Owen. It's under his arm as Myers from beyond the goal line trying to fool Owen, and then Mariamaki came in looking for the rebound. 3-0 this evening for the Devils, 4-0 on aggregate. We'll step aside for a quick break on Free Sports. Well, Stewart, the assistant coach, and Keefe, the head coach, going over some notes. I've been told they're looking at the Mariamaki play. The right skate and pad coming across from Owen, but they're looking to see if it did get across the line. You see the left skate up against the post there. I thought they were going to look at the earlier Mariamaki play where it looked like he had Owen beaten off to the flank, but they're looking at this hard angle shot, and where's the rebound? Well, no, there's no doubt that that's not it. So they just want to have a quick look at that, make sure. Palmberg on the face-off win will rumble forward to Smotherman. Fournier gets his pocket picked. The Fournier, wow, great compete level. Gets his pocket picked and comes right back and wins the puck. Now slides it along for Martin. Martin into the corner. Lowney hunts him down, tries to staple him, but Martin, as he always does, just keeps those feet churning. Riley beyond the goal line with Bentivolio. Good cycle from Riley and Bentivolio, but Mullen trying to break that up. Here's Fournier, pinched in. Fournier just shovels that off the chest of Shane Owen. Lake back the other way to Palmberg. Lake trying to jab it out of the air. Here's Palmberg. Palmberg trying to roll it in on bounds. Slides it wide. Here's Lake. Palmberg will drift to the front of the net. That's something the Giants haven't had much of this evening, that net front presence. And Palmberg in a battle with Dixon wins the puck. Palmberg shields the puck, tried to throw it out front to Farnham. Farnham showing no ill effects of that big hit, which led to a Dixon penalty. We know Farnham's tough. That wasn't going to bother him. He wanted to fight right after that. Here's Leonard. Leonard over the blue line, over the red line, throws it into the corner for the aforementioned Farnham. Gets his head up against Morrison. Here's Ward. Ward for Farnham. Farnham back to the point. Pellich slides it along. Ward was in front of the net, but Haddad will corral it and slide it along to Dixon. Dixon dumps and chases against Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst takes a big hit from Dixon, and Swindlehurst is down. And Dixon, he's been engaged in this one. Now Farnham wants him again. Farnham's gone for Dixon a couple of times. Pellich is all over him. Haddad with the shot. The Giants had to be careful. There was no whistle on the play. They let it keep going. And you had Farnham after Dixon. You had Pellich after Dixon. Now Lewis at center ice. A big scrap now between Pellich and Lewis. Take two. They went last week at SSE Arena. Big right hands from Lewis. Pellich has lost the helmet. He's holding on with that left, trying to stretch out big Lewis. Right hand from Pellich. Big right hand from Lewis. Two tough competitors at center ice. You knew something was going to happen when Farnham went after Dixon. Pellich and Lewis. They were happy to do it last week, happy to do it this week. Pellich holding on again, trying to string out Lewis, but Lewis has that jab, that left hand that can catch the chin. He surprised Pellich at the start of the fight last week. Right now, holding on, and look at Lewis chatting the whole way through with Pellich. They give each other a little tap on the back, but Pellich and Lewis right at center ice, and Lewis saluting the crowd there, saying, yeah, we're on our way. Another big scrap between Lewis and Pellich, and what a second period here at Viola Arena.
Oh, what a second period is right in. And Dixon really probably started all of that with another big hit, finishing off his hit on Swindlehurst. It was slightly from behind. I thought there might have been a call on the play, and the referees decided that it was a clean check, but it was a big hit. Dixon's finishing off every hit so far in this game. He's been probably the most physical player. And you can see, I mean, Farnham was getting after Pellich, who then went after Dixon, and that's when Lewis stepped in and had words with Pellich, and they both got chatting and they dropped the gloves. Another big battle from those two big hombres, as you call them, and you wouldn't want to get in the middle of those two when they're squaring off.
No, the linesmen, Danny Beresford and James Irons. That's a tough job to get in the middle of those two. Well, let's have a look at what started out. Here comes Dixon. Swindlehurst, well, Swindlehurst turns away into the play, and Dixon's already committed to the hit. And that really got Farnham angry. Pellich came after Dixon as well. But it would be Pellich and Lewis. I mean, the play was going on. There was a chance for McMonagle from the point as well, and the Giants were chasing Dixon around. Swindlehurst has gone to the bench. We'll see if Chris Ellis can find out about Swindlehurst. Here's McNamee with his shot, blockered away by Owen. Mario Mackey takes a bump. Pope trying to slide it along. Well, I wonder if Pellich stepping up has energized the Giants, or whether Lewis, once again, standing in there against the Giants captain, has given the momentum back to the Devils. Certainly they won't care about the fight because they're up 3-0 this evening and 4-0 on aggregate, but sometimes those big heavyweight battles can swing momentum.
Yeah, they certainly can, and you know, you try to swing momentum when you're down in a game. I think that's why Pellich was probably, you know, more the eager to have a fight to try to get the momentum for his team. You can see the Devils tactically setting up quite well, playing a 1-3-1 off their blue line right now.
Let's head down. Chris Ellis, I'm sure, has plenty of updates.
Yeah, absolutely. Updates on Swindlehurst. He didn't look in great shape when he came off the ice. He sat down for about 10 to 20 seconds and then immediately went down the tunnel, and he's not yet reappeared. So Swindlehurst down the tunnel and not yet come back out.
Well, a GB international, a real important defenseman for the Giants. Hopefully he's okay. Kind of turned away from the hit, and by the letter of the law, you call it a boarding or a charge because you see the numbers. Looked to me like Dixon had committed to the hit when he was turning the right way, but we hope Paul Swindlehurst is okay. And certainly Farnham and Pellich coming to the aid of their teammate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're always going to do that, and obviously we hope Swindlehurst is all right there. I mean, sometimes players do tend to turn their backs a little bit nowadays, more so than in the past. In the past, you used to always get your body sideways to the boards, and with the ruling where it is where guys can't hit you from behind, sometimes those are 50-50 plays where a guy is forechecking hard, he's going to come finish off your hit, you turn slightly, and the guy catches you slightly in the back, and you can get really hurt on those plays. And it's a tough one for the referees because, you know the rule is you can't hit the guy, you turn away if you see the numbers, but that was like one of those 50-50 plays where, like you said, Dixon was committed to finishing off his hit.
Lake versus Martin. Morrison will play it back to Jardine. Long and Lake in deep, trying to make the exit from the defensive zone difficult on Martin and company, but no dice. Here's Martin. Flips it ahead. Mullen will go up the middle. Nobody home. And that'll be an icing call against the Giants. Pellich and Lewis in the box, still having a bit of a jaw at each other. Lewis is a very quiet guy, and you always find that with the tough guys. They're usually nice guys, very gentle off the ice, but they had a little bit of a jaw in the box there, and certainly some respect between Pellich and Lewis just down in front of us here
Oh, there's a lot of respect. I mean, you can see that after the fight. And what I like is, you know, they got to a point where they just said, okay, linesman, come on in. We've had enough here. And that was it. There was no cheap shots, nothing thrown, you know, when the linesman came in. And that's what you want to see.
Here's Lowney scampering down the left side. Flips into the corner. Fournier will get there ahead of Long. Long will finish his hit as the physical tempo just keeps ratcheting up here in Cardiff. Leonard. D to Garside. Garside with the shot blockered away by Bounds, who hasn't been busy in the last few shifts. Lake pushed off the puck by his Team GB teammate Myers. Batch knocked over by Morgan. Here's a chance for Leonard. Leonard with the shot and Lake with the redirect, but again Bounds keeps the puck away from his line. Here's Duggan, who has a goal in this game. Myers was knocked over. Myers complaining. There is a penalty coming up to the Giants, as it looked like Hamilton went after Myers, and not a good penalty for Hamilton. That's 200 feet from your own goal line to take a penalty like that against Myers.
Yeah, he nailed Myers from behind as he was coming out of his the Cardiff end zone, and the referee clearly saw it. And you can see here that they're trying to get the puck out of the zone here. Morgan tries to finish off his hit, and the puck does get out eventually.
Hamilton almost comes over his back with a little bit of a clothesline. Not a good penalty to take on the other team's goal line.
It's a bit of frustration, Murph. I mean, you know, you're down, you're trying everything, but it's just not clicking for you.
Fourth power play for Cardiff. They are 1 for 3 thus far. Power play goal from Stephen Dixon, 8:48 into the first period. His 6th of the Challenge Cup, the only power play goal over the first leg and up to this point in leg 2. Giants 0 for 3 on their power play this evening. Here's Bentivolio. Bentivolio gives it away to Farnham. Farnham darts into the corner, finishes his hit on McMonagle. Bentivolio finds the puck and goes to Dixon. That came off of Dixon's left skate awkwardly. Nearly came to Ward, but it will be Bentivolio turning away from Goodwin. Goodwin's a real good skater, but Bentivolio protects the puck well and gets it back to McMonagle. 6:15 remaining in the second period. 3-0 Devils this evening, 4-0 on aggregate. 1:12 remaining in the Hamilton penalty. Haddad nearly intercepted that clearing attempt from Lowney. Here's Reddix. Reddix to the goal line, swings out wide of Fournier. Liam Reddix takes the puck for a revolution to the offensive zone, doing a real good job killing off some ticks of the power play clock of the Devils. McMonagle to Fournier, tucked in the corner. Reddix looked like he bumped into Haddad going to the bench, and again, as you said, maybe just some frustration starting to creep into the psyche of the Giants now. They didn't score in leg 1, and still nothing on the board here in leg 2. Pope to McNamee. McNamee to Martin. Martin tap dances there just above the circle to try and get the puck in deep, but couldn't. Lake then gives the puck right back to McNamee. McNamee races forward. McNamee tries to go 5-hole on Owen, and Owen will flop down with 24 seconds remaining in the Hamilton penalty.
Well, the speed of the Cardiff Devils in this game has been impressive. Watch McNamee just blow between the two defensemen and was able to get a little stick on it, but Owen probably made the easiest save he's had to make all period on that one with a one-handed poke. But one thing the Cardiff Devils have done very well in their power play breakout is they've come up with speed. They went with that 2-1-2 power play breakout where the one guy carries it up the middle and drops it back to the two other guys coming with speed as the other two post up on the blue line. And it's been a good breakout for them, but overall the Giants have coped quite well with it.
Pope flips into the corner looking for McNamee. Still time on this power play. Farnham puts a shoulder into Pope, but Pope takes a hit to make a play. Here's Fournier. Fournier with the shot. It's on the left arm of Owen, and he keeps it out. Pope goes off the shaft of the stick of Ward and up into the crowd. And clapping all around over there. Hopefully no one got hit with that puck as it launched into that home section to the right of the Devils bench. But another big save from Owen there.
Yeah, and whenever you try to go for the big hit on the penalty kill, it gets you out of position and guys open. That's why Fournier is wide open, because one of the Giants tries to be a little bit too physical on the penalty kill. Fournier reads the play, sees there's nobody in that space, comes down and gets a free shot.
5 seconds remaining in the Hamilton minor. The Giants back to full strength, 1 for 4 on the power play for Cardiff. But in that situation with the aggregate score, any power play now for Cardiff is just a license to kill off another 2 minutes against the Giants' hopes of retaining the Challenge Cup. Here's Goodwin. Goodwin takes a bump from Jardine. Here's Smotherman. Smotherman in his 900th career professional hockey game. Would love to get going, but it's Mariamaki down the left side, past Lowney. Mariamaki plays it back to Dixon. Here's Mariamaki, one-timer, it's up and over the right shoulder of Owen, and it'll bounce to Smotherman, who'll just, well, Smotherman, that almost hits the scoreboard at center ice, but finds his way down into Devils territory, and Jardine will take over as we hit the 16-minute mark of the second period. A 4-0 aggregate lead for Cardiff, 3-0 this evening on Free Sports. Batch slides it along for Myers. Swindlehurst is okay, he's out there now taking a shift against Myers. Think back to Swindlehurst taking that big hit. McGonigal's shot finds its way through. I think Batch might have got a piece of that. Batch and Myers were in front, and McMonigal just puts it on target. And that could be a backbreaker for the Giants. Let's have a look back. McMonigal, he's got traffic in front. I think that Batch got a piece of that. And Josh Batch will celebrate that big goal. And for Josh Batch, his first goal in the Challenge Cup, he's got an assist. Big two-point performance from Batch.
Well, it comes from the hit of Myers down low, forcing the Belfast Giants to move the puck. And they obviously moved it to the Cardiff Devils, and the shot comes in. Batch with the deflection, traffic, both Duggan and Myers going to the fourth line, scores their second goal of the game. Another big goal from them.
And that one coming with 3:48 left. Just backbreaker for the Giants. Batch with a goal and an assist. And you talk about getting that secondary scoring. What a performance from Batch, who can play forward and defense, does a little bit of everything. Now he's right back out there trying to cycle the puck. Does so to Duggan, who has a goal in this game as well. Batch and Duggan and Myers have been a real thorn in the side of the Giants this evening. 4-0 in leg two, 5-0 on aggregate. Here comes Hook. 3-on-2 developing. Hook to Morgan. Good back check from Fournier, though, and Morgan tries to go through the blue paint to Hook, but pass was too far for Lewis Hook. He'll go right back out front, though. Morgan can't thread the needle, and then it bounces away from Ricard Pomberg. Swindlehurst, well, we talked about that. Great to see Swindlehurst out after that hit he took from Dixon. Appears to be okay, and that's a big bonus for Swindlehurst and the Giants. Never want to see someone hurt. Here's Hook. Hook drops it back. Trying to get the shot through was Pomberg. It just came off Martin's stick, and Martin will chase it down, but Smotherman with a little stop and start against Riley. He'll dump it into the corner, but 2:35 remaining in the second. Goodwin chasing it down, but it's Lewis up the right side. Riley just checks it off the boards, tips it ahead to Martin. Garside now will take over in the defensive zone for Belfast. Cross ice for Pomberg. Pomberg sifts it into the corner. Smotherman looking for the wraparound, but a good stick-on-stick play there by Lewis, as it looked like Smotherman had the puck caught in a rut. Smotherman calling for it, but Martin will take over, and Riley will play it back to Lewis. Riley back to Lewis. It'll go through his legs to McMonigal, who has 2 assists in the game, now up to 9 in Challenge Cup action. Dumps it in, and with 1:55 remaining, if you're the Devils, that's all you need to do right now. Gain that red line and dump and chase. Keep it simple. Get everyone back. 5 black and red jerseys across the neutral zone. It's going to be difficult for the Giants. Not impossible, of course. If you're new to hockey, you might look at that and say, yeah, 5-0 on aggregate, but this is a Giants team that could get a couple of goals here in a minute 36. You just don't know. But certainly right now, it's a long road back. They're back-to-back defending champions. And it could be a situation of a road too far against a team in the Devils that won in 2015 and won again in 2017. Funny bounce off the stanchion, nearly worked out for the Giants, but here's Lowney. Lowney to Long. Long moves the puck around quickly. Trying to go to the backhand was Lake. Almost too fancy there by Lake. He goes back to Lowney, who will dump it into the corner for Hamilton. Jardine trying to staple Hamilton. Lowney with a minute to go in the period. Activates in from the left point, and that's what we're going to see from the Giants. They're going to have to bring some of these defensemen forward, which we might see some odd man rushes back the other way in favor of the Devils. But if you're the Giants right now, you can't worry about defending, especially in the third period. And in these final 45 seconds, trying to bring numbers forward. Garside nearly caught out of position as Pope will go down the left side. And Jardine was having words with Farnham. Farnham was out there looking for some sort of momentum swing, but Jardine was having none of it against Farnham. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Lowney. Lowney has to be careful. It's the last man back, Mariamaki, saying, I didn't touch him. Fournier will take over. Here's Massi Mariamaki, 1 assist in the game, trying to weave his way through, but he was poke checked by Palmberg, and now Palmberg will play it back. Just 5 seconds remaining in the second period. A second period that started off with a shorthanded goal from Joey Martin. A little bit of everything as the buzzer sounds. Longley won't get a shot away, but Batch and Martin do further damage here in the second after Dixon and Duggan in the first. It's 4-0 after 40 minutes of play in Lake 2. 5-0 on aggregate. Don't touch that dial, folks. Plenty of second intermission analysis coming up after this quick break on. Third period action ahead on Free Sports. Adam Keefe and the Belfast Giants have won 2 Challenge Cups in a row. Is that magical ride on the verge of ending? They're down 5-0 on aggregate with 20 minutes to play at Viola Arena. The Cardiff Devils, who won in 2015 and again in 2017, trying to get back. And of course, Viola Arena is hosting the Challenge Cup, so the Devils would love to get back to those heights reached in 2015 and 2017. Shots on goal, 27-12 in favor of the Cardiff Devils. The Devils in the face-off dot, 22-12 in the dot against the Giants. 1 for 4 on the power play for Cardiff, 0 for 3 for Belfast. And a goal and an assist for Batch, a goal and an assist for Duggan. The fourth line, so to speak, coming up big for Andrew Lord's side.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a big part of the scoreline so far, is the fourth line coming up big with 2 big goals. And it certainly, you know, gives you a lot of momentum, a lot of positive feeling on the bench when that line, the Myers line, comes up big twice.
Here's Charles Longley, who at times can take a game offensively onto his back. And Longley hasn't even factored in yet. You get some of those secondary scoring from, like you said, the fourth line, the Batches and the Duggan, and everyone on the bench wants those guys to have success, and it really lifts the spirits of the squad, especially on home ice.
Yeah, especially on home ice. I mean, you think about that second period from the Devils. That's probably one of the best periods I've seen any team play in the Elite League this year. I mean, they were so good. They were flying out there. Everything was clicking. Their passes were on the tape, and they had good opportunities, and their play down low in the offensive zone was exceptional. I mean, they really had a great second period.
The Giants were outshot 18-3 by Cardiff in that middle frame, and that'll tell you all you need to know. The offense is just not clicking right now. The power play is dried up. Ricard Palmberg in his debut has been pretty good, but hasn't been able to get to the net. The likes of Lewis and some of the big blue liners. Jardine making sure that Batch and company can come forward and get those fourth line points, but certainly Ben Bounds has seen a lot of the 12 shots from distance from the Giants in this one, and 12 shots not enough to win a hockey game in a knockout stage, is it?
No, it's not enough. And you know, the Belfast Giants know that, but they're up against a team right now, the Cardiff Devils, who are playing very, very well. And again, I mean, they're not sitting back, or they know they can't afford to do that. They got to get back to what's been working for them, especially in that second period, and create some more chances.
Lake will just shovel it out through the neutral zone. Lewis will take over. Lewis up the gut, trying to catch the Giants on a line change. Swindlehurst will dart into the corner, has to get his head up against Pope. Pope finishes his hit, and Mariamaki will take over on the right wing for Cardiff. He goes over the back of Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst powers it out to the line no further. Lewis with the shot, blocked by Kieran Long. Long chasing down McMonigal. McMonigal with good body position on the charging Long. McMonigal goes ahead to Pope. Pope couldn't corral that. Mullen will go ahead to Long. Here's Farnham. Farnham with the high shot off the fingertips of Bounds, and we talk about it at times when you're the goalie seeing no pucks, just 3 shots on goal and Bounds in that second period. He's going to have to be dialed in here.
He is. I mean, it's not a lot of shots, you're right. And but Bounds, it doesn't really matter the situation. I mean, he's been in these games before, and it's all about focus and just keeping your eye on the puck.
Hope will dump it in. Lake chasing it down against Myers. Here's Duggan. Duggan, he's got a spring in his step with a 2-point effort this evening. Here's Fournier. Fournier has a sidestep a hit from Farnham, and the edict from Farnham now is he'll hit everything that moves to try and gain some momentum, even if it's small for the Giants. Lake gets his stick lifted by Myers into Duggan, and this, you said it, this has been the real difference, hasn't it? This line here, Batch, Myers, and Duggan coming up big when the Devils need it most.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very, very good, and 2 big goals, and they're back at it again. You know, they have the size. All 3 of these guys have good size, and they're strong on their skates. They're not afraid to play physical, and they make it tough on you, and especially when they're down in your end of the ice, especially when they drive to the net and they're working along the boards. That's a tough line to play against.
Here's Batch. Batch protects the puck well, goes to Duggan, but a good stick by Morgan. Morgan works it down low, and now Morgan will curl away back to the point. Leonard with a long shot, doesn't get through as it hit Ward. It comes back to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst's shot is blocked by Batch, and now Ward trying to settle it down, trying to get a scoring opportunity. Sends it forward. Hook tries to go under the pad of bounds, but it hopped on him at the last second. Here's Martin. Poke checked, and now Hook will take over. Hook back to the left point, left the puck behind, got tangled up in himself, and Martin forces him out over the line. And it's just wanting to make a change as Swindlehurst. He gains the red line and dumps it in. Richardson curls in behind Ben Bounds. 4.5 minutes gone in the third period. 4-0 in leg 2 in favor of the Devils. 5-0 on aggregate. This, of course, the knockout stages of the Challenge Cup. Here's Dixon. Dixon weaves his way in, and a shot blocked by Lowney. But Dixon's had some kind of game. He's been physical, good in the face-off dot. He started the scoring off, and now Mullen's going to take a bad penalty. And now Mullen breaks his stick over Bentivolio. The frustration for Mullen and company is palpable. He takes a bad penalty, and then he breaks his stick over the back of Bentivolio, and Mullen has lost the run of himself. You see there, his stick is in 2 pieces.
Well, you know, Bentivolio, like I said earlier, he's been running into everybody out there in the ice, and this is where players get frustrated. A little bit of contact right there. You see, he does enough to get Mullen to lose the puck, and then Mullen gets frustrated by Bentivolio whacking at his stick. You can see there's a lot of frustration right now for the Belfast Giants. Again, not a good penalty to take. And takes a second crack at Bentivolio, who isn't an easy, you know, he's always in your face. He's always, you know, on the forecheck. He loves to get in there. And you were talking about that nice move from Dixon coming through the neutral zone with loads of speed. That came from the long pass from Cardiff and the one-touch pass from Bentivolio to Dixon, blasting through the middle, coming up with speed. And this is one thing the Cardiff Devils have been flying in this game.
5th power play for Cardiff. Fournier to Martin. And Martin will play it back to Pope, a forward playing that right point. Here's Fournier. Fournier, little pivot up high, top of the umbrella, will go to Pope. Pope with a shot, a slap pass. McNamee turned the wrist over, but it deflected into the corner. Riley will retrieve and go back to Fournier on the left point. And this is another license to kill off 2 minutes. If you're the Cardiff Devils, you're already up by 5 on aggregate. You don't have to do anything other than just run out the clock. And on a 5-on-4 situation, just make sure there's no shorthanded offense against. Here's Fournier into the corner. McNamee directing traffic, pointing back to Pope. Pope has the puck now. Riley's on that top left circle, right-handed shot on the left wing. He'd love to get a big goal against his former club, but that pass from McNamee was behind Riley. He'll retrieve it, drift into the dot, plays catch with Martin. Fournier with the wrist shot, blockered away by Owen. Getting that right hand up quickly by Owen. Here's Pope. Pope in front, McNamee with the redirect. Riley has it bounce on him as he had lots of net, but it bounced and up and over the blade of Blair Riley.
Well, Adam Keith was not happy on the bench. His team failed to clear the puck down the ice, and I think he kicked a couple of water bottles over. He's also getting a little bit frustrated, and you can't blame him because you only get one chance to clear on the penalty kill, and they weren't able to get it down the ice.
Here's Reddix off the shaft of Richardson's stick, trying to get something going. Short-handed now, Liam Reddix. 25 seconds remaining in the silly penalty by Mullen. And Patrick Mullen played in the KHL, the SHL, the AHL, of course. You know, a veteran presence, real good offensive blue liner. And you talk about the frustration creeping in. You can feel it all the way up here in the commentary box. Here's Haddad, and that's just how well the Cardiff Devils have played. Bentivolio's had a real good game. He was really under the skin of Mullen. Here's Lake. Just 1 second remaining in the Mullen penalty. Well, it's 2+2, we're now being told. And he is still in the box, Mullen, so it's extended time on that power play because it was the first cross-check, and then he broke his stick on the second cross-check. And that wasn't showing up in the in-house scoring system, but certainly 2+2 to Mullen. And deservedly so. I mean, you break your stick over a guy's back. Retaliation's always going to get called, especially right in front of the referee.
Yeah, it was the right call. Like you said, the referee's standing there, and you get the first penalty, and you react again. The referee, sometimes they let that slide, but they didn't, because it was a pretty vicious second cross-check, and rightfully so. He got the 2+2. And you know, you made a good point. When you have a lead like this, it's about taking time off the clock, and if you score, it's a bonus. If you don't, the main thing is not to give up a shorthanded goal when you got a big lead like this.
Pope chasing it down against Pellich. Pellich tries to A-frame and protect the puck, works it along to Farnham. Farnham chips it up the left wing, but Riley is there, keeps it in for Cardiff. And essentially, yeah, you just get to kill off 4 minutes with that 2+2, and you lose one of your better defensemen in Mullen as well. Here's Pope, jabs it forward. McNamee tries one-handed pass. Garza, great defensive play by Garza. There would almost been a 2-on-0 as I get the marbles out of the mouth. So much going on here at Ice Arena Wales, now called Viola Arena, of course. And churning up the middle. Leonard gains the line, tries to get it through the stick of McMonigal, who knocks it down. McMonigal to the backhand, throws it into the corner. Bentivolio sifts it along for Richardson. Quick up to McMonigal. McMonigal behind Dixon. I think Swindlehurst might have got a stick on that to make sure the pass never got to Dixon. Up on the right side, Smotherman. Bounds, leaves it for McMonigal. 25 seconds remaining in the 4-minute penalty to Mullen. And a 5th power play for the Cardiff Devils. Here's Bentivolio to Dixon. Dixon with a shot, and that's a lovely glove stop by Owen, who's really doing all the work here for the Giants.
Yeah, good save from him. But when you look at the execution of the Cardiff Devils, and you have to give their coach credit, Andrew Lord. I mean, they execute so well. There's a good shot that comes in there, a nice save from Owen. Dixon just blasted from the little pass from Bentivolio. But it all comes from good execution, coming out of your end of the ice, making the right first pass as you break out on the power play. And Andrew Lord certainly has his players organized for this one.
Longley back to Jardine into the corner. Haddad plays it back up high. Jardine. Haddad is staying away from that probing stick of Goodwin. Goes back to the point. It's between Morrison and Jardine, and all the way back down into the defensive zone for Cardiff. Mullen is out of the box. 1 for 5 on the power play this evening for the Devils. But that goal from Stephen Dixon, 8:48 into the first period, the lone power play goal, it would have been enough if it holds like this, but still 10:50 remaining in the 3rd period. And that's going to hit the scoreboard high above at center ice with 10:47 remaining in the period. 4-0 Cardiff, 5-0 on aggregate. We'll step aside for a quick break on Free Sports. 10:45 to go in the 3rd period. Certainly concern on the faces of Keefe and Stewart on that Giants bench. McNamee will win the draw. Morrison jumps into the corner. Pope works it along for McNamee. McNamee being tracked and cross-checked there by Leonard. Giants have to be careful here. Certainly the referees have noticed the frustration if we've noticed it. Another cross-check there, that time by Leonard. Here's Palmberg. Bounces up and over Palmberg. Mariamaki takes over. Mariamaki passes ahead to Pope. Here's McNamee. McNamee with a nice little dangle for a moment, and he's going to draw a penalty, as it's going to be a slashing call. As McNamee tried to split the defense, and it looks like Swindlehurst is going to go for the slash.
Yeah, the referees just don't let you get away with any slashing at all in the game. And right there, just a little whack, but the referee sees it and makes the call. And again, the Cardiff Devils are going to go on the power play, and a lot of that is just frustration. Like you said, all these little whacks, these cross checks, and that it's the kind of game. And the reason they're frustrated is they're not able to really create a lot of scoring chances against the Cardiff Devils. They are playing so well in this game, not just offensively, but defensively. They've been exceptional.
Martin versus Ward to the right of Owen's net. And despite that scoreline, what an effort so far this evening from Owen. Here's Pope. Pope with the shot again. Turned aside by that quick right hand of Shane Owen. Here's Riley. Riley to Martin. I'm sure Blair Riley would love to put the final nail in the coffin for his former club. Riley, though, gets back to Pope. Pope with the shot, and it's a right shoulder save by Owen into the corner, retrieved by Riley. Martin will scoop it all the way back to Pope. Here's McNamee. McNamee with a huge lane. He tried to get it across to Riley. Real good stick there by Mullen defensively to send that out of the defensive zone. Here's McNamee. McNamee against Farnham. What a play there by McNamee. Riley to Martin. Straddling the line was Pope to stay onside. Martin on the entry down the left wing, goes back to the point to Pope. Pope slides it along for McNamee. Goes between his legs, and it's Lowney with the clearance off of Pope, up and out of play. Well, think about it this way. Last year, 3 major trophies, the playoffs, the league, and the Challenge Cup. Cardiff won the playoffs, Belfast won the league, and of course the Challenge Cup. Adam Keefe was the EIHL Coach of the Year last year. The 2 previous Coach of the Year winners back-to-back, Andrew Lord. These are the 2 marquee franchises the last few seasons. A lot of people, I don't really read social media, but a lot of people saying, why don't you go to Guildford? Why don't you go to Sheffield for leg 2? Well, it was a 1-0 game after leg 1. We had to stay with this fixture, and when you look at where the trophies have come from the last few seasons, this was the matchup. But that's how good the Cardiff Devils have been this evening. They've put on a clinic against a team that won the league and the Challenge Cup last year.
Well, the Cardiff Devils have been probably one of the best performances I've seen from any team in the Elite League this season. They have been so good. That second period, they dominated that. I mean, there was only one shift that the Belfast Giants spent in the Cardiff Devils' end of the ice. And you watch them here. Look at the execution on their power play breakout. They are so good. They execute well as a team. Good support out there on the ice, and they're having a great game.
Here's McMonagle, 39 seconds remaining in this 6th power play. Swindlehurst in the box for the Giants. Richardson to Bentivolio. Bentivolio throws it back to Haddad. Haddad with a nice little sidestep. Haddad doesn't get the shot away, but Dixon will corral it. He'll curl back to the top of the circle. Dixon, again, this is just a license to kill off time if you're the Devils. Haddad to McMonagle. McMonagle goes into the corner for Bentivolio. Back to Haddad, 14 seconds remaining on the power play. McMonagle with his shot, and it's another lovely glove save from Shane Owen. Let's head down ringside. Chris Ellis.
Yeah, thanks, Murph. You talk about Adam Keefe. He does have a face like thunder, just going up and down the bench. He's really, you can just see how frustrated he is. Just a word about the Cardiff bench. I think they're one of the only teams in the league to do this, but they've got an iPad on the bench where they're getting clips sent down to them of plays, and they can use that on the bench. Don't think it's working brilliantly tonight, but I've been talking to the staff on the bench, and they can use those in-game plays. That's fascinating and great to see.
Jardine to Longley. 5 seconds remaining in this power play. Longley with the pass back to the point. Jardine across. Here's Morrison trying to get it to Longley, but Swindlehurst out of the box. 1 for 6 on the power play for Cardiff. Smotherman comes racing forward. Great stick by Mariamaki to make sure that pass to Mullen doesn't get through. Here's Jardine taking a bump from Smotherman, stays with it, gets it to Longley, but Garside pinches in from the point, and now Myers works it along as Myers out here with Longley now. Mariamaki was offside, and then Mariamaki runs into Mullen. Let's go back to that point by Chris Ellis about the iPad on the bench, and sort of looks like there's a call on the play as well. Garside, again, it's frustration. There's going to be another power play. But let's go to that point about the iPad on the bench. And certainly the way the Cardiff Devils do things, they don't use the excuse it's Christmas time or whatever. They go out and they nearly sell the building out. They don't say, oh, TV's here. They just go and work hard. They do things like put that iPad on the bench. They try and do things differently to gain an advantage. And this has been an absolute clinic against a very good hockey team. And don't forget, the Belfast Giants are coming off a 4-point weekend. So this has been something special from the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, and they also have time to look after us, Murph. And I mean, they're a real professional organization. And when you treat everything at a very high professional level, you get success. And that's why the Cardiff Devils, and you have to give Todd Kelman a lot of credit for that, because he came over from Belfast, and this franchise has really turned around, and they've been one of the dominant teams in the Elite League. So, and you're absolutely right. It's been a great performance from the Cardiff Devils. They're going to go off here for 2 minutes on a trip, so should even things up to 4-on-4.
Well, Sean Morrison, who played 480 regular season games in the National Hockey League, I was talking earlier, he said that we're treated so professionally here, and he goes, it reminds me of being back in the NHL. So that's why the Cardiff Devils, year in, year out, win trophies, challenge for trophies, and this is a real statement game against the defending Challenge Cup and League champions, the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is a good performance, and you're right, against a really good team in the Giants. But let's not forget about the Cardiff Devils fans. I mean, they have great support, not just in Cardiff, but they have a lot of support around the UK. I mean, there's a lot of Cardiff fans.
And Morrison, we just spoke about him. Imagine that. You come here, you're not sure what to expect, perhaps, and you go, it's like being back in the NHL, the way the Devils treat their players, the way they go about their business. And we just touched on it a little bit from top to bottom. Incredible to see, and it's nice that Chris pointed out that they've got the iPad on the bench. They're downloading clips as the game goes on. Goodwin is disappointed that that's an offside call, and Goodwin showing some frustration now as well.
Well, he was offside. I mean, he was slightly over the line. I know he's not happy with the lines, and that's like frustration because of the score line. But if you look at the replay here, and he touches the puck here, but then he just goes offside. And his foot's not down on the ice. If his foot's still on the ice, then he's not offside. But because his foot was up off the ice, he's therefore offside. The right call from the linesman. And I mean, Goodwin's complaining, but we know that's just frustration.
Here's Morrison. You talk about the professionalism of the Devils. It's the same way when we go to Belfast. So these are the two teams that you talk about who won the major trophies last year. It's on display here. 4 of the last 5 Challenge Cups have come between these two squads. Incredible to have this at a quarterfinal stage. Haddad with the shot, turned aside by Owen. And Owen will flop down and cover up with Morrison right on the doorstep.
Well, 4-on-4 hockey, I always like the Devils when it's 4-on-4. They are so mobile, and Haddad, big, strong, but he skates well. And I mean, he just carries the puck down the ice, uses his strength and cuts to the middle, gets a good shot away. Guys driving to the net. They really made it tough on the Belfast Giants. I mean, I know we're talking a lot about Cardiff. Let's, you know, like you said, I mean, the Belfast Giants have been very successful also. Adam Keefe's done a great job. But in this game, you know, unfortunately, the Devils just have been better.
2 straight Challenge Cup runs, 635 for a miraculous effort if they are to keep that Challenge Cup streak alive. The 2 of the most professional teams as far as the last few seasons, winning championships, contending. Here's the shot and Bounds. Look at that Bounds, even when there's a good chance from Belfast. Bounds flashing the leather. And he had the shutout, 38 saves in game 1, and he makes that stop look easy against Leonard.
Well, his team has played so well in front of him. The defensive zone coverage from the Cardiff Devils has been really good. And if you look at both teams, Cardiff Devils look a bit fresher, and I think that's because Andrew Lord has been able to get that 4th line out there, and also a couple of big goals from them, and they can log a lot of ice time for you, keeping your, you know, your guys who you're going to rely on key situations fresh on the bench.
6:15 remaining. In 20 seconds, Garside will return, and then Pope will be the penalty of consequence. It'll be roughly about a 21-second power play for the Belfast Giants. Here's McNamee down the left side. Turns away from Lowney. Fournier with a shot. Right pad save from Owen. Fournier into the corner. Oh, what a little dangle there. And out front to Bentivolio. Rips it across the goal mouth. And now Pope is the penalty of consequence. Short power play for the Belfast Giants, but they're tucked in their own zone right now, and they might have got a break there as Lewis toe-picked and went down. Coming forward is Garside, fresh off his stint in the box. And Garside runs into Smotherman, pinwheels to the ice. Looks like Garside's okay, and Pope is out of the penalty box. So short power plays on both sides there. 1 for 7 on the man advantage for Cardiff, 0 for 4 for Belfast, but that's not really fair because a couple of those power plays have been about 20 seconds each because we've had those 4-on-4 situations. Here's Jardine. Turning back, McMonagle. McMonagle launches it up, and again, with 5 minutes remaining, that's all McMonagle has to do. They're within touching distance of the semifinals in the Challenge Cup. Here's Farnham. Farnham on the backhand, lofts it in. Oh, Bounds on a tricky play. Bounds had to be real careful there. Swindlehurst was just shooting from that hard angle, trying to bounce it in off his skate, but Bounds even made that look graceful. Here's Jardine. Over the red line. They dump it in. Batch against Hook. Hook off the shin pad of Myers, and that's going to be offside with 4:34 remaining, and 5-0 on aggregate, 4-0 on the evening in favor of Andrew Lord's squad.
I mean, if you're the Cardiff Devils, you just have to make the safe plays right now. Keep the pucks out of the middle of the ice. You know, make those plays up the boards. Even if you don't have a direct pass in a neutral zone, just knock it off the board, chip it in, do the little things, finish the game off without giving the Belfast Giants any scoring opportunities.
Some of the keys you mentioned off the top were that Cardiff would want more shots. They were outshot 38-23 last week. Well, right now, outshooting Belfast 36-15. So they've got that across the board. You also said that the face-offs would be a big deal. The face-offs right now 30-15 in favor of Cardiff, so it has been a dominant performance from the Devils. There's the out-of-town scoreboard. Guildford 3-2. Panthers 7-4 on aggregate there in the third period. Manchester and Sheffield tied 2-2, and it's 7-2 on aggregate in favor of Sheffield with some time to go there in the third period. 4:25 to go in our contest. But some of the keys you mentioned off the top, get more pucks on Owen. They've done that. Almost out-shooting the Giants now. Well, they're out-shooting the Giants more than 2-1 right now. And in the face-off dot, same deal.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about the face-offs, and it proves, you know, that if you're winning the face-offs, you have puck possession, especially with a team like the Devils. If they're winning a lot of face-offs in the offensive zone, they are very, very good. And that's one area where I'm sure the Giants are going to be a little not happy about in terms of losing that many face-offs. And the Devils did increase their shot total by a big margin in this one so far.
Morgan has the puck in his feet. He's hit by Morrison, but weaving forward is Ward. Ward off the left pad of bounds. Morrison up the right side. Hook trying to body out there was Duggan. Hook just rumbling into the corner, though. Hook taking some punishment, but wants that puck. Here's Garside. Garside, he misses the net on purpose. He's hoping it's going to kick out front to Ward. Took a funny bounce off the end dasher, and now it's Myers. Myers scooping it ahead, and it bounces away from Leonard. Leonard has to hurry as here comes Batch. Chugging down that left side. Owen will get there to play the puck with 3.5 remaining in the third period. 4-0 in leg 2 in favor of the Devils. 5-0 on aggregate. Here's Hamilton. Glove down by Dixon. Plays it back to Richardson. Richardson backhands it up into the neutral zone. Off the shin pad of Longley. Pope settles it down. Pope and Longley play catch. And Longley took it off the skate there. As chopping at it was Mullen. Lake will motor away up the right side. Lake stops. Looking for a pass. He dumps it in there looking for Palmberg or Hamilton. But it will be Pope getting it ahead off the right skate of Longley. Takes a bump from Lake. Strong on his skates though, Longley. Here's Mullen. Under 3 minutes remaining in this leg 2 encounter. 3 minutes remaining in the Challenge Cup title run of these Belfast Giants, who've won in 2018 and again in 2019. Redirect in front by Ward, handled easily by Bounds.
Well, when you talk about defensive zone coverage and playing well in your defensive zone, you know, one of the key things is get to pucks first. If you beat the opposition in your end of the ice to the pucks first, then you get the first opportunity to move the puck and try to get out of your zone. I know it sounds like simple, but it isn't always simple. And this is one thing the Devils have done well in this game, is in their defensive zone, they've been quicker to the pucks and they've moved the puck quick. Lots of good talk in there from the Devils in their defensive zone, and they made it really tough on the Belfast Giants.
Haddad has to get his head up as Pellich was coming in from the point. Smotherman turns and fires. It's into the body of Jardine. Tape to tape with Haddad. It bounced away from Haddad, though. The ice is getting chopped up here now in the third period with 2:20 remaining. Goodwin dumping and chasing against Jardine. Good play by Goodwin. One of the newcomers for the Belfast Giants. Ward trying to jab it away from Morrison. Here's McNamee. Cross ice to Duggan, who's got a goal and an assist in this one. Pellich turns away from Jardine. Well, look at Jardine. He's a long way from his defensive position, trying to make Pellich make a pass he doesn't want to make, and then the slap pass by Swindlehurst for Farnham. And the linesman on the far side, Danny Beresford, saying that's offside.
He's calling offside, and the faceoff's coming all the way down the ice. Farnham wasn't too happy about it, but it was the right call from the linesman. Went down for the icing in the end. Farnham was offside on top of that, so faceoff's going to come all the way down. Cardiff Devils, like you were saying, have been strong on faceoffs, and they have one of their top centermen on faceoffs, Matthew Myers, settling in here.
Against Long, and Myers will draw it back to McMonigal. Lays it in for Batch, trying to box out there on Garside. Good play by Garside against a much bigger player in Batch. Farnham trying to muscle past McMonigal. McMonigal stays with Farnham. Long in behind the goal. Playing for Pride now, Garside and company. Garside with the shot. It comes off of Lewis and skips in behind the goal. Out front, here's a chance, and Reddix, he was choked down on the stick, and he doesn't get good wood on that as he shovels it into the corner. Minute 25 remaining. Here's Batch. Batch trying to get away from Leonard. Garside will take over to Long. Long tries a quick up, but it's intercepted by McMonigal for Batch. Batch will just loft it in, glove down by Owen. Owen's got Dixon coming in there, so Owen will hold on for a face-off in the Giants zone with a minute 12 showing on the clock.
Well, Batch was having words there with Leonard. Something happened along the wall. Now Farnham saying something to Batch. I mean, Batch is pretty tough. I mean, he's a big man, and he can throw them if he has to. He doesn't go around looking for fights. He plays a good, solid game out there, but he's not afraid to get the gloves off if he has to. Again, you can see the Giants are a little bit frustrated, a little bit of chippiness. Farnham there sticking his stick over at the bench of the Devils, and I mean, this could kick off. The referees are going to have to be really careful here and keep this under control, because there's a lot of frustration there coming from the Belfast Giants.
Well, we know Farnham's tough, played in the NHL, of course. We know Batch is tough, and so Farnham is trying to get Batch to react, trying to get something going. But the opportunity, that three-peat, is gone by the wayside. And it looks like Farnham's getting the Bronx cheer there from Riley and company. Riley waving him down the tunnel. And I think that's smart from the officiating crew. They know that Farnham, if he gets back out there, is going to want to try and create havoc. So Farnham is going to play no further part in this final minute and 11 seconds. Riley rubbing some salt into the wound there, though, against his former team, waving Farnham down the tunnel.
Yeah, we've seen it's frustrating, of course, when you're out there on the ice and things aren't working. And Farnham, we know how he's an abrasive character out there. He plays hard for 60 minutes, and he tries to get something going for his team. But on that occasion there, I think it's just a frustration boiling over.
A minute to go in the third period. Hook swings around Lewis, looking to break this shutout streak of Ben Bounds. Lowney's shot deflects into the corner. Palmberg pushed over by Longley. Hook will chase it down. Lewis is strong on a stick, though, works it back to Jardine. Jardine goes high off the glass and out with 35 seconds showing on the clock. Mullen will get to it, quick up to Morgan. Morgan will throw it into the corner. Jardine puts a shoulder into Morgan. Morrison defensively trying to push Lake over and does so. Pellich calling forward on the right point, but Swindlehurst will come forward on the left. From that left point, he's into the corner now with 15 seconds remaining. Here's Smotherman. Smotherman to Pellich. Pellich with a slap shot, turned aside by the pad of Bounds, and Pope will corral it. Pope looks up, sees 5 seconds on the clock. Here's Batch. Batch to McNamee, and it looked like they had some speed going forward, but the last-minute move will create the offside.
Well, Morrison went down on the play, and he wasn't happy about something. He was heading up the ice to have words with somebody. The linesman cut him off. I think the linesman said to him, listen, this one's over with. Don't get involved. Maybe he was saying it was accidental. I don't know. But Morrison was not happy with somebody after that play. I mean, he's still growling at somebody down there.
Well, Morrison's tough. There's a lot of toughness up and down both rosters. And here's Pellich. Pellich will have the last touch, but that's it. The defending champions, the two-time defending champions, are done. And the Cardiff Devils punch their ticket through to the semifinals. It's going to be 4-0 in leg two, 5-0 on aggregate. What a performance from the home side.
Yeah, great performance. I didn't want to jinx Bounds and say he could have 2 shutouts in the quarterfinals, but, you know, 6 periods of hockey, no goals for the Giants, and Ben Bounds, again, didn't have to do so much work. He had a bit of a rest in this one at times when his team was playing so well in front of him. But when he was needed, he made some good saves. Not tested as much as in the first game. That's because his team played well in front of him. A fantastic performance from the Cardiff Devils. Very clinical, shut things down in the third period also after a fantastic second period. I mean, just a performance that if you're going to beat out the reigning champions, you got to play a big game like this. You have to play well, and they certainly did over 6 periods of hockey, and will move on to the semifinals.
64% in the face-off dot this evening for the Cardiff Devils. They outshoot the Belfast Giants 37-18. They go 1 for 7 on the power play. That's the only power play goal over the 2 legs. The Giants 0 for 4, albeit some of their power plays were truncated because of 4-on-4 situations, but the offense was not easy. They're shut out twice in this 2-legged quarterfinal. Shane Owen had a real good game despite the scoreline. It could have been, and I mean this with all due respect, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of big saves, and I think about one shift he made 3 quality saves, and even in this third period he still had to make some quality saves. I mean, it was a bit of an onslaught against him in that second period, and he did, you know, he did keep them in it, but they just weren't able to create enough offense, the Giants, to bring this game back. And but you have to give the Devils credit. I mean, they played a great game, both offensively and defensively, and it was just a fantastic performance.
Let's catch up with the winning captain. Joey Martin is with Chris Ellis.
Joey, congratulations. How good a performance was that?
Yeah, that was really good. You know, I thought our start was the biggest thing. You know, we were able to get a couple quick goals early, and then we kind of, you know, I thought we played a full 60 minutes, so that was big.
And the noise here as well. I know the crowd always get behind you, but how hopeful are these fans?
Oh, I know, they're great. That's why it's always big when we get the first goal and we get the building going, and then we feed off the momentum.
And it looks like it could be Nottingham now in the semi-finals. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, whoever we play, obviously it's going to be an intense series, and we got to play our best.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Joey Martin with a goal in leg one, a shorthanded goal in leg two. The Cardiff Devils are through to the semi-finals, 5-0 on aggregate. They eliminate the defending champion Belfast Giants. Don't go anywhere, folks. Plenty of post-game analysis coming up on Free Sports. Welcome back to Viola Arena. Let's head straight back downstairs. Chris Ellis has Adam Keefe ringside.
Adam, thanks for joining us so quickly. What was the big difference between you and Cardiff tonight?
I don't know where to start. It's men versus boys tonight, and that's disappointing on a night like tonight.
Is this one of the most disappointing you've been with your team in the time you've been with the club?
I mean, we've had some low moments, but yeah, this is a real low one. It's really disappointing to turn up and completely lay an egg in a game as big as this one. I thought we started okay, gave up the power play goal, and then Cardiff didn't really look back, did they? And it's not the type of team we want to be. We lacked character, we lacked passion, we lacked intensity tonight, and that's just disappointing. We have to put it behind us, and we have to look to answer on Saturday against these very same guys.
Why do you think that happens? Is it just a one-off? Do you think they just weren't mentally right for some reason?
I think we're playing against a team that's full of a bunch of guys that have won championships before, and we're trying to get there, and tonight we clearly didn't show that.
But obviously you've got a great side. You think you've got the character to bounce back? I mean, okay, you might be out the cup, but you're still in the title race.
We're going to find out.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, a very frank and honest response from Adam Keefe. He said they lacked intensity, they lacked passion, they lacked grit. He said he's disappointed that they lay an egg in a big knockout game like this, which basically, yeah, he said men against boys, and basically a big opportunity gone for the Belfast Giants.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Adam Keefe is frustrated too. We saw the whole team frustrated. And you know, when you're a winner, you're not happy when things don't work out for you. I mean, obviously, he's right. I mean, they didn't play a great game. That second period, they were completely dominated by the Cardiff Devils, and I think it was just that the Cardiff Devils had a tremendous performance here. I mean, if you rated them out of 10, it was a 10 out of 10. They played so well in this game, and the Giants just couldn't get anything going. And of course, the coach is going to be upset about that, and he's just letting his players know.
Well, you had him as a captain when you won an Elite League title. I mean, this is a guy that blocked shots with his neck. He fought some of the biggest guys in the league, even though at 5'10", he was no heavyweight, Adam Keefe. So wearing his heart on his sleeve right there. But the important thing there for me is whether it's win or defeat, Adam Keefe always answers the bell, and it goes back to these organizations being classy. He didn't say, I'm not going to do the interview. He came out and answered the bell, and that's what he wants his players to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, of course he knows that's his job, and when things aren't working, if it's a bad night, he still has to go out and do the interview. It's a tough thing to do because you're certainly not happy about the performance or the result. I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, you look at the video, you work on the stuff that you didn't think you were good enough, and it's a bit of a message to the Giants in terms of in the big games here, when we matched up against a good Cardiff team, we struggled a little bit. So they're certainly going to have a good think about the performance and moving forward how they're going to approach the Cardiff Devils, because Cardiff really executed well in this game.
Well, they were able to execute in all facets. Power play goals, shorthanded goals, 5-on-5 goals. Let's have a look at the opening goal. It was a power play tally from Stephen Dixon. And Stephen Dixon, we highlighted him off the top as an important cog in all situations. Well, this was a huge goal to get things going about 8:48 into the first.
Well, it's a set play, and if you look in front of the net, Dixon pushes off his man and then just steps back to the front of the net, and that's why Bentivoglio frees him up. You see, he pushes the defenseman to the right, and then he comes back to the net. Bentivoglio spots him, makes a nice play. Everyone thought Bentivoglio was going to shoot, and that's a set play from the Cardiff Devils, really well executed.
Bentivolio played a real good game. That's one of the better games we've seen him, whether it's the Champions League or in our league coverage. Really important that some of the veterans showed up. Really important that they got secondary scoring as well. And we were talking about Batch and Duggan, it seemed like all night long. And how about Duggan with this big goal to make it 2-0 with about 5:23 left in the first period?
Well, Duggan goes hard to the far post. Batch spots, and Batch beats his man to the corner. Gets to the puck first. That's the key. That's why they score in the play. And even if he misses that chance, you can see Matthew Myers is sneaking in behind as the third man to hopefully pick up a rebound if there's a rebound, but it wasn't there. Duggan finishes the play off, but this line was really good. When they were out there on the ice, they were tough to handle.
So 2-0 after 20 minutes of play, 3-0 on aggregate. It didn't get any better if you're a Belfast Giants fan, because you had the power play goal and the even strength goal in the first period. How about a shorthanded goal here from Joey Martin?
Yeah, Mariamaki just hustles down the ice and puts his man under pressure, then makes a nice pass to Martin, who reads that Mariamaki's won that one-on-one battle, drives hard through the middle, picks it up, picks a spot between the legs, and Owen looks between his legs and the puck's behind him, and you can't give Martin that kind of time, a one-on-one. I mean, he's hot right now, Martin, too. He didn't score many goals to start the season, but now he's starting to fill the back, and then he's got his confidence with the goals now, and it looks dangerous. It looks ominous when you come up against the Devils.
Once he gets going, we know in the past what Joey Martin can do in a Cardiff Devils jersey. So it's also the situation is it's a short-handed goal. It breaks your spirits a little bit if you're the Giants. And Massi Mariamaki sending a message that he doesn't want to be the import scratch. And, he was in leg one. And a minute 47 into the first period as well. That seemed to kill off the Giants a little bit. Then they get some more secondary scoring. It's the Duggan and Batch line with Myers again. And Josh Batch had himself a whale of a game. This is a real nice deflection on the McMonagle shot.
Yeah, I mean, Myers takes the body, forcing the defenseman to move the puck, and then Duggan gets to the puck first. And I was talking about if you get to the pucks first, you get to make the first play. And, Duggan gets to the puck, gets it back to the point, goes back to the net. Myers goes to the net. Batch steps out a little bit further. Deflection, it's in the back. And this line's a good line. I mean, that's by far, if you look at it, that's the best fourth line in the league. If you want to call them a fourth line, I mean, I'm not being disrespectful in any way, but they have a role to play in that team when they're together, and they know what it is, and they get the job done.
2 assists for the big defenseman McMonagle, a goal and assist for both Duggan and Batch. Maybe Duggan and Batch trying to send a message to head coach Pete Russell and the Team GB setup that there's spots for grabs, and we're happy to do whatever it takes to win. So 4-0, that would see us through on the scoring this evening. 4-0 in leg 2, 5-0 on aggregate. The Giants, their quest for a three-peat is over. The Devils punch their ticket through to the semifinals. Don't go anywhere. On the back end of this commercial break, we'll have Andrew Lord here in studio. Welcome back to Viola Arena. We're joined now by Victoria's head coach Andrew Lord. And you know what? It was a dominant performance at times for long stretches. Power play goal, shorthanded goal, 5-on-5 goals, secondary scoring from the Myers line. You've got to be pleased top to bottom.
Yeah, it was a good night. It was, as you said, a real team performance. I thought we were at the races right from the get-go. I thought, a lot of areas of our game, 5-on-5 looked really good, just solid, real solid. It wasn't too much high-risk stuff. I thought we did what we wanted to do there, and then I thought the special teams, especially early, was very effective for us. And, when we're all going like that and everyone's buying in, it's a really good formula, and I had a lot of fun tonight too. It was nice not having to see it go down to right to the wire.
I mean, you must have been really happy with the execution on your breakouts, your power play breakout. I mean, you guys look so sharp. I mean, it was almost like, especially that second period, it's almost like the perfect performance from your team.
It was up there for this season, for sure. I think in the last couple of years, we've had some of those games. It all kind of comes together at the right time. I thought tonight was like that. But, we've been just chipping away at it. We didn't have our CHL performance was great, I think. I think it's been a little rocky, maybe up until about 4 weeks ago. And then I think we've been real honest with ourselves, and we've gotten better each day. And, fortunately, it all came through tonight, which was great for the guys, and I think even better for the fan base.
37-18, the shots on goal. Certainly you're outshot last week, so that's something you would have wanted to get more pucks on Shane Owen. Owen, despite the scoreline, had a pretty good game as well. It could have been a lot more on the board, but 37-18. Let's have a look at the goals now. You can talk us through those a little bit, Coach, because it was, like you said, top to bottom. You scored in every conceivable fashion. It started off with a big power play goal from Dixon.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great little shot pass, and then some nice vision out front, and we know Dixon is very good from that area. As you said, the secondary scoring, you know, Duggan getting to the net there, Batchy making a great play. He's got, you know, much better vision than he's given credit for. Mossy back in tonight. I thought he provided tons of energy. That goal sums that up, and, you know, Marty's getting hot here, deservedly so. He's worked his way really back into his game lately, and it's fun. That one, again, the roll guys getting to the net, putting it in, and I think Batchy got a tip on it. Like you said, kind of a playoff game, pucks and bodies to the net, simplicity is important, and then I think the fun stuff comes after that, but our base was definitely there tonight.
I mean, you know, looking at your performance, we saw some great offensive plays, but I thought your defensive zone coverage was exceptional in this game. They didn't get a lot of great opportunities. You really shut them down. You were getting to pucks first. You must have been impressed with that effort.
It's huge, because if you look back, especially when they beat us in those two games earlier in the year, the doubleheader here, I thought their forecheck had stretches that were, you know, dominant. They have a very fast lineup. They have some real hunting forwards, if you want to call it that. The guys at work, the Farnhams, the Reddicks, these guys get in, they disrupt. We know what Adam Keefe was like as a player. You know, I think a lot of that goes into his coaching as well, and it's hard to play against. And I thought we moved the puck quick, but also when we didn't get to it first, like you said, I thought we had those great stops defensively. And when you're not playing much D-zone, you know, it's, you know, obviously a helpful thing, and you don't get as tired either, right? And I think that was another big thing tonight. I think our energy was great throughout the game, considering, you know, how much hockey there's been right now.
64% in the face-off dot against a very good face-off team in the Belfast Giants, so your centerman did a real good job. So you look up and down the checklist or the whiteboard and all the little details that head coaches, Paul and I talk about it all the time, the little things you have to do to win knockout games or championships, they were all achieved here at Viola Arena by the Devils tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and again, all those, you know, a lot of teams have different statistics they look at, and, you know, face-offs is a real simple one, but a very important one with the number of face-offs there are every game. We're usually pretty solid in that department. I think the centers were good. I also thought our details away from the centers was great as well. I don't think we gave them much, you know, and I think we generated a bit on the offensive side from those draws. So that was great. Also, you know, it was a quarterfinal, unfortunately. I wish we were standing here as a championship game, but it's not. So good win, but we got a lot of work to do ahead of us here.
Well, congratulations on a big victory here. Dominant victory on home ice in front of a great crowd. All things coming together for the Cardiff Devils this evening. Have a great Christmas. Thanks for joining us here on the post-game show. We're going to have a look now at the out-of-town scoreboard. Of course, there was other semifinals going on this evening. And it was a tie game between Manchester and Sheffield. Sheffield go through on aggregate. Guildford get the win on the evening, 5-3 over the Nottingham Panthers, but they had a lot of work to do after leg number one, so Nottingham will win 8-6 on aggregate. So this is how the semifinals will boil down in this year's Challenge Cup. Sheffield will face the Glasgow Clan, and the Nottingham Panthers will face Andrew Lord and the Cardiff Devils. Some great semifinal action coming up. And another busy weekend in league play around the EIHL's rinks and arenas heading into the Christmas period. Guildford versus Coventry, Sheffield and Glasgow, Nottingham versus Dundee, Manchester, Fife, and Belfast will have to get right back on the horse as they host the Cardiff Devils at SSE Arena. Sunday, 22nd of December, Glasgow and Sheffield, Dundee and Nottingham, Coventry host Guildford, Cardiff versus Manchester, and Fife versus the Belfast Giants. Go to eliteleague.co.uk for all your ticket needs and, of course, your webcast needs for a busy weekend this December 21st and 22nd. And where are we next, my good friend? You, Chris Ellis, and myself are going to ring in the new year from Nottingham. So we will see you from Nottingham on December 31st on Free Sports. For Paul, 80, Chris Ellis, and the entire crew, I'm Aaron Murphy. Merry Christmas to all. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, and do tune in if you can't get to the game on December 31st. Of course, one of the biggest rivalries in, of course, the Elite Ice Hockey League. 3:30 p.m. will be on air from Nottingham, 4 p.m. face-off. So again, happy holidays, everyone. Until next time, keep your head up and your stick on the ice. Goodbye for now from Cardiff.